Are we live?
I'm putting it on now.
No, we are live.
Did it say yet? Yeah, we are
Yeah.
live. Hello, everyone. We are live today. It's your girl Montique, Joy, and Callie, and we are here, ready to get into it. So, lady, what's going on? How was your day, Joy?
Stressful.
Oh no, stressful. Well, is
Yeah.
it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Now
She
that you're
got
with
off.
us?
Yeah, yes. My daughter, she's in Huntsville, but she was
Oh,
on the road and had a blowout right outside of Nashville.
so
And
she
we
was in
couldn't
my
fit.
town.
Yes. And
Next
I
time,
couldn't
tell her to call me. I can come down.
well, we didn't we had emergency roadside service. It was just we couldn't figure out what town she was in
Oh,
because her reception was so bad, and she was at 64 and something. I can't even remember the name of the road. And she was like, "Well, who do you know in Nashville?" My friend, I have a friend that lives in Nashville, but she
uh-huh.
just moved. So she don't know hardly nothing. And when I say just moved, like a couple of months ago, like in March or
Oh yeah,
February.
so she new.
So she's new. She wouldn't have been of any help. The only thing they could have done is actually went there to her, but
To pick her
yeah,
up. Yeah.
right. But
How
she didn't
about you?
need to be picked up. But
How
yeah,
about you, Callie? How are you?
I'm good.
You good, good?
Yep, uneventful day.
Uneventful. Yeah, my day was uneventful. Went got my nails did. And
Okay.
then I
is it
fell
crowded
asleep.
on Sundays?
No, where I go is like a little family place. So it's just a
Okay.
husband and wife. And I got there right when they opened and I left. And when I was leaving, people were coming. So
Yeah. What
yeah,
time you get
I
there?
can't go too many places because of COVID. I'm nervous. But I was like, I looked a mess. And so I'm tired of looking a mess, I guess.
I need my toes done so
Yeah, they
bad.
painted my toes, but I didn't do the pedicure. I was being cheap, but oh well.
I need
So
to get
let's see,
mine.
what do we have today? A lot happened this week, I guess. A lot of nonsense. Do y'all even want to? Did anybody watch Married to Medicine?
I did.
When did that come out?
It
comes
comes on
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 Atlanta, but
Sunday.
nobody watches it. So
Yeah, I missed
The
that.
only thing that was, because matter of fact, it was just on the news, Married to Medicine, by the way, because
Yeah, I missed
the
that.
only yeah, the only thing that stood out was, well, you know that Jackie and Simone finally talked.
mm-hmm.
And I still think it was silly because they both have the same argument that their silence bug one another. Because Jackie felt like she was silent with the Buffy situation.
Okay.
And Simone felt like she was silenced in the Heavenly
And
situation with her
Heavenly.
husband.
So
So they both wanted to stay out of the situation with the other friend, and that was their thing. But it made me tear up a little bit, although I don't think it's real. I
I
do
think
think
it's
they
fake
made
too for a
this up.
storyline.
I
Yeah.
really do believe that, but I'm going along with it.
You may
Because
as
Did they
well
make
nothing
up?
else to do, right?
right.
Did they
What
make up?
about I
Yes,
had a note. Contessa had a cleansing or something.
well, that was just purely stupid. But the only other thing that's, yes, her niece is staying with her during COVID. Her niece and her partner have been watching her children and kind of helping out. And in the process, that she's into rock healings and that sort of thing. So they had this event, and Toya and she of course invited two other people. It was just stupid. Nothing even stood out. It was just stupid. But the only thing that stood out was Al Sharpton called Heavenly to
Now I
come
saw that
down.
last week. Was that just a preview?
No, that was last week because I was just watching it on the news. That's what I'm saying. Al Sharpton's show is on MSNBC. So he was talking about, he asked Heavenly and the doctors that are associated with the show to go down to the march. It was a march in August of 2020 to test people for COVID. What's interesting about that march, I don't know if you all watched it on television, but if you looked at the security that they had for that march versus what they would have for January the 6th, It was deplorable. Like it was all on the Capitol steps. They had police that were so many feet apart on every other step. Why don't you see that kind of security on January 6th?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't that kind of security at the Capitol, cool, right?
Yeah. No.
And that, yes. See.
No, I'm talking about in August, yes. Now, they haven't even shown that. But
they haven't.
A couple other people on the show. But I'm assuming they are going to show it on the show. But it was in August of 2020.
I hope they show it. Now, I know there was something about Heavenly and Funky. He came as her friend, right? And he was in the car and they were talking about the butt text. You know, that text where Quad went in on Heavenly. Heavenly said Quad butt was fake. Yeah. And then Heavenly said, well, you bought your body and it still you ain't happy or whatever.
Right.
And then Heavenly said something about Quad is upset because she don't have nobody that love her, a husband that love her.
Yes. Well, I mean,
probably
I will
true.
say this. And if this is what I would find interesting. I'm gonna see how fake and phony Quad is. Do you know her and Mariah broke up because Mariah made some very, to me, non-controversial comments about her. But if she's still befriending Heavenly, and Heavenly was like, she ain't got no husband, no man,
her booty fake,
ain't got no kid. Exactly. And she still would be friends because that whole argument with Mariah was based off of two it wasn't even things that it was very basic. It wasn't even, I can't remember what they were, but they were because Mariah said them out loud one day.
You're right.
And she was like, yeah, I was like, that's what
that's all it's about. So do you think the show needs Mariah back? Or something?
I don't know if it needs Mariah back, but it definitely needs, I think that people are not okay with middle-aged mean girls anymore. Yeah. And I'm saying that as a middle-aged woman.
I got you.
I don't think that people find that entertaining. And my whole thing is, it's one thing to be a mean girl and be funny. These girls are not even funny. They're not funny, so it's not entertainment anymore, and you have to move with the time, and unfortunately housewives are dealing with the same thing because people who are not watching New Jersey is an excellent show this season, but I think people are burnt out on
their ratings are lower than Atlanta's, but the other people are even lower, like they're not even 500,000 like Dallas and who else is there? Is there anybody else?
Well, they were. I don't know if we're gonna talk about that later.
What is it?
The shakeup. Are we talking about that later? When we get to Atlanta, we'll talk.
Yeah. Let's get to New Jersey. So since you brought it up, what happened? Oh, the psychic. What did you think about the medium psychic?
I thought that was really, really good. I've been to a so-called psychic before, but they just trash. I would sit in a medium. Would I go somewhere and pay somebody? No. But if I happen to be somewhere, I would let some person read me because I do believe in energy. Yeah. I do believe that. It's sometimes I feel my grandmother's energy. I can hear her say things to me.
I do too. I hear my grandmama all the time. It just makes me tear up.
Say things to me. And even today, happened with my daughter. I just remember thinking about her, that I'm turning into her. Like I have anxiety that I never thought I really had, but I have it with my daughter. I never thought of myself as an anxious person until very recently.
But so, do you think that the stuff that she talked about was Googleable, or do you think she really connected? Like, no, I know that Jackie said that she never said anything about her great grandmother named Esther, like anywhere. Yeah. And that lady mentioned her.
I think that there are people that are given that gift. I think how you use it is where it becomes a problem.
What's the difference in a medium and a prophet?
She makes it clear that she's a medium.
What's the difference?
I mean, a prophet is a religious person. She's not a religious person. She never discussed her religion. She just says she sees energy around people.
And she gets like letters. Like she'll say somebody named letter E. or something
communicating
like
with
she
those
or
that,
she'll
yeah,
or she'll see like if they're sitting on a couch, like she'll just
yeah,
see little. Now I don't know.
yeah.
I've never visited a prophet, so I don't know any prophets. So maybe we need to
I've
ask
done it
Victoria.
once.
I
I've done
thought
it one
prophets were
time.
like people that were based off religion of some sort.
Right.
Well,
But I don't
I
know. What
did
are they
it one
supposed to
time.
do?
He didn't really talk about religious stuff. He just talked about what he saw my life being.
Oh, those
Okay.
see that's different. That's a part. That's like a psychic.
Well, he was a prophet. It was at church.
Oh,
So a lot
So,
of my
so prophets could be psychics too. Could they
so go
prophesize? What does
on.
it mean to
What did he say?
prophesize? I don't know. I grew up Church of
he-
Christ. We didn't do that kind of stuff. We didn't sing with no music. Like, so
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know.
And that wasn't what she did. They didn't predict her future. They just talked about people that really passed on, because that was the thing with Melissa. Melissa said she doesn't want a psychic.
Yeah.
She don't want nobody to tell her she got cancer 6 months.
She said, I don't want nobody to know somebody
Right.
gonna die. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel you, Melissa, on that.
I mean, they all have different titles, but so many of them, they seem like the same thing, a psychic and a prophet. The prophet told me that to stop buying rental properties in like low income areas. Now, this was a church I had not gone to before. We were there visiting for sounding, remember why we were there. And then we had to pay to speak with him.
Oh.
Yeah. He told me to stop buying houses in like lower income areas. This is at the time we were flipping houses.
And he wouldn't have known that, right?
There's no way he would have known that we were getting screwed. And at that time I had also had like 2 miscarriages. And then he told me, and he didn't know that. He told me that he saw me getting pregnant. He gave me the initial of my child's father. And he told me to eat potato soup every day while I was pregnant so that it could heal my womb. The womb I didn't even know I had a problem with.
What?
Yeah.
So what potato soup gonna do?
And it was the potato soup from Panera Bread.
Oh, that's okay.
Every single day for the 90 days that I knew I was pregnant.
And you felt and you had a healthy pregnancy.
Healthy. Well, I didn't know I was pregnant until 6 months in. But healthy. Yeah.
Oh, so okay. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind going to one. I don't want to know the future though. I would just like to know if someone's around me and what they see about my life, because it was like they're proud of you. To hear that kind of stuff is touching. You know, they're proud of you.
Right.
They're watching over you. You know, they believe in you. The Lord. What you think about the Lord's crying over the dog and not the Lord's ring?
That was, girl, that was so funny when Melissa said, you just can't make this up. She said, the lady told her she in a dead-end relationship, you get nothing. They say that her dog is with her grandparents, and she falls.
Girl, she cries so hard.
But I don't like, what's her name? But I thought she made a really good point. Margaret. Margaret is correct. You like your dog, you love your dogs because your dogs are faithful to you.
Yes, they are.
They will love you. If you take care of your dog will be excited to see you and whine when you leave.
When you leave, they so sad.
About that kind of love that, I mean, I understand why my parents get so attached to their dogs.
It's loyalty, and it's unconditional. It's hard to find unconditional love.
Right.
So what else have? Okay, so what did you think about Jennifer? Because she talked about what the psychic or medium said in front of her dad to her mom and her daughter. And her daughter was clearly like upset.
It was right of her husband to ask her to leave.
Yeah.
But I think that what they said was good, because, you know, I can respect where her mother is coming from.
Oh yeah.
When you don't have a choice. She wasn't given a choice of a spouse, you know. So I can respect that.
It was arranged, and she just wasn't happy in her arranged
marriage. She wasn't
marriage.
happy. Yeah, she wasn't. And you're lucky to find somebody and love somebody in those situations.
And we want to let y'all know that the reunion, what we talked about it earlier, that they're filming their reunion early because Melissa and Teresa are supposedly part of the All-Star cast. And they say the reunion was really good, and Teresa and Jackie and Margaret were the best at the reunion. So we shall see.
That's a cute picture of Andy.
That was a good picture. And all the husbands, you know, they have a special coming out. all of them were together with husband, ex-husband, and lover. Oh my, is what I said. They were all in the picture, and they have a little special.
Yeah,
Jackie's boyfriend was there.
No, Teresa's boyfriend.
I mean, not three. Was not
Frank
Jackie.
was there.
I
That's
know.
the
Was her boyfriend there?
Who?
Dolores's boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I didn't even look. I'll get the picture up and see. I know I sent it to y'all, but I don't know.
Because I see Frank always show up for
Frank
her.
was. I don't think he was there. He's never there. I don't know why she's with him.
Well, I mean, the psychic told her it's a dead end relationship.
Well, she said that he was good in bed. Is that enough? Is sex enough to keep you with someone?
No, not forever.
Not for that long. And okay. So let's see. Is there anything else that happened with them?
I wonder what's up with her and Frank. They seem like they have, one of the things the psychic told her is that there is a person out there she has great energy with. And I'm like, she don't see that with Frank. Frank got her back in a way that I'm so confused about.
And Frank and her flip houses together. Like she depends on him for that. So I'm just like, he seems like I don't know. What happened with them? Did he cheat on her? Like why?
Yeah, he cheated on her.
Okay.
He cheated on her.
Can you imagine how it would be if the roles were reversed and it was the guy living with his ex-wife and the girlfriend?
We would not be okay with it.
We wouldn't
be okay.
You know that you have to trust it when the boyfriend is taking care of the husband.
Yeah, he took care of him when he was sick.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know if I could do it, but I do like that they all get along, especially
I do too.
As a son, you know.
Will Smith and his ex-wife get along.
Oh yeah, they do. And Jada's not worried about it.
When that girl, what's that girl's name? Willow.
Yeah.
For Willow's 18th birthday, Cherie, which is there it is.
Yeah, I don't.
He didn't show up.
No, he didn't show up.
Which is, Will Smith's ex-wife baked her a cake.
She cooked for them. Yes, she came over and cooked their favorite meals. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's how you get along. I mean, everybody's got to get along. So I guess it's more. But I don't know. I'm too jealous. I don't know if I could do it. I'm too possessive. I don't know if I'm jealous, but I'm very possessive. Only child syndrome. Anything with them? Anything else with Jersey?
No, it was a good episode. These last couple episodes have really been good episodes, and it was a good one. And I do like it when they all kind of get along. I'm gonna keep on saying this. Margaret is so jealous of Jennifer. I'm gonna keep on saying I do believe
so?
that.
Why?
Yeah,
because her husband takes care of her.
Because she keeps digging in that. That's a weird thing. This ain't no woman that's sitting around eating bonbons. She literally had 5 children.
Yeah.
I mean 5. Not 1, not 2,
but she had 5. She was mad at her because she made that live saying that she needed a nanny, housekeeper.
But to say that that's tone deaf is no different than saying forget her for trying to hire somebody during COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tone deaf on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to sit up here and say that you need some help, it's not. Most people who had help couldn't get it.
That's true.
Not, think about even on Married to Medicine, people who had started projects whose houses were messed up. They needed help. That's why they could go get a cousin.
Right.
Yeah, because
that's right. She got help. A cousin to come help the kids.
Yeah. And your children are at home 24 hours. People needed help. If I was just lucky that both my husband and I for a second were home together. Mm-hmm. But then he has an essential job. He had to go in. He's but I just both of them sound tone deaf.
Yeah, they both are. But she was really upset at her for doing that live on.
She's jealous of her because she keeps mentioning it. She said
your husband takes care of your whole family. I wouldn't be bad about that. Go ahead.
Jackie's husband is pretty cute too. I think.
He really loves her. I mean, like he helps her put on her shoes, and he makes
exactly
nice
and pick out clothes.
He does.
I mean, she's jealous of that because she's taking care of her whole family.
Oh, she
That's
is. And somebody else's kids, right? Because they're not her.
Right. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
She's taking care. There's nothing wrong with being a provider for your family on either end.
It's not.
But she's tripping.
But yeah, I think and she's younger, right?
Who?
Jackie? Yeah, probably
Jacqueline,
only what,
whatever
7
her name
years
is.
maybe.
You talking about Margaret or
no,
Jennifer?
Jennifer is what I meant. Jennifer's younger,
okay.
right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's younger. Yeah, she's younger. Because I want to say Jennifer might still be in her 30s, her late 30s.
She's younger. And Jackie's probably upset about that too, you know. Because she's younger and already has the life.
You mean Margaret.
I'm confused.
Jennifer's younger. Margaret's jealous of Jennifer.
Yeah.
Because, that's what I mean to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but oh well, I'm enjoying New Jersey. I can't believe their ratings are. I mean, they're not low compared to everybody else, but they are lower than I would expect them to be.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey is on point.
I didn't get the other people's. I didn't even think to look for Married to Medicine and all that. But this was Jersey. I think they stay consistent.
I just cannot believe that. It is so good this season.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll look up the other people's and see. I'm sure they were consistent. Poor Married to Medicine though. Going after Atlanta and still being that low is bad.
Yeah.
They're like at 7.
It's lost its luster. You have to go out and find. You can't show us the same people in the same conflict over and over again.
Yeah, they need to move on.
It's stupid. It's just
and the shows are doing the same thing on every show, just different people. The stories are so much the same.
It's a recycled storyline.
Yeah, that's why I said that when they were talking. Go on to the next. Because when
it's Atlanta, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Recycled
once we get to Atlanta, I hope they do. And I've been saying this. It's people on Atlanta. I happen to like Porsha, but all of them could go, including Porsha. The only one that I would give an opportunity to stay is Drew.
Yeah,
and I would really like them to have real friendships. I'm so sick of these because the manufacturer friendships, you can visibly see them. We know them. You know, and
do you think they just need a new production team or do they need a new
definitely
everything?
The producers are terrible at this
They're
point.
Horrible. Like we said, there was so much they didn't show that this show could have been good.
Yeah, are the producers horrible or do people talk too much?
No, the producers are horrible.
No, she's right. No, Callie, you are right. It's a little bit of both because, you know, we could talk about Monique. I don't think she started this, but she's an example of how you can make a terrible. It's just like, I'll give you an example. We saw advertising for Potomac.
Yeah.
It's going to be out this summer. We ain't heard boo.
Crickets.
We don't know nothing.
Crickets. We know nothing.
Nothing.
True.
I'm telling you.
And that's really how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
We knew about this whole Bolo situation months when it happened in real time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they told them y'all better not say nothing? Or do you think that but Potomac never said anything until Monique. So I don't even think
until Monique.
Yeah.
Until Monique.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, when you have these counter stories, and I don't know if you all are going to talk about Porsha's live this week. It messes up the show.
When you talk about Potomac, so I'm gonna put this up. Potomac is coming this summer. What you think is like June, July, August? It's kind of in that realm. Thinking August, July, August, Joy?
Probably August, 1st of August. That's so when it came out last year.
Yeah. So hopefully, I think it's gonna be good. I do.
It's a mellow show. It has always been kind of a fun one with a little bit of drama. But it depends. I'll say this: if the whole thing is going to be driven by Giselle and Karen arguing, those sort of things are draining. That's not entertainment.
Yeah,
and I haven't heard a lot from Karen lately.
Karen, I'm telling you, Monique used to help Karen because Karen knew nothing about social media until her and Monique became friends, and then she was all over the place, and then she just stopped. So. I think she had somebody on Monique's team helping her. Because I don't see anything about with Karen anymore. But Potomac has friendships though. Like they all are friends. Except I don't know if they're right now.
Yeah,
but
exactly. So that makes a difference.
Yeah.
When you're watching real friends that are friends in real life off camera, you can visibly see it. Like even when it's a breakup, you can feel them when they try to figure it out and come back together. The manufacturer friendships don't even look authentic. You sitting up here watching, you watch the show, and in the back of my head, I'm like, Candy could end all of this Bolo stuff with one conversation. Why won't she? Because I think Housewives, these producers betted on this Bolo thing being big. And people don't care what single Porsha does.
I don't care what she do with her vagina.
Engaged or married, it
it's her
might be
vagina.
a scandal.
I don't even care if she was married. I don't care what she doing with her vagina. I mean, like, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to do that with him. That's her business. I think they put too much on it.
Yeah.
For it to, and I hate she went live about it. I knew she felt like for what I got from it was they were all in a text message. Nene sent the text messages to a blog. The blog posted the text messages. Then the Vulture article came out as well. And then Porsha needed to say her piece.
Yeah, I think that's overall, but I think this is the thing. What was supposed to are you talking about because there was so much in that article? Are you talking about the activism portion, or what they were supposed to do as a group?
All of it. Like, it's a whole bunch. Yeah.
So it's twofold.
Yeah.
So this is what it seems like, if I'm reading this correctly. They tried to do, as the Vulture article said, tried to do like Friends did. I think that was season 4 or 5. By season 4 or 5, Friends, the TV series, was this huge hit. And if you all remember, Ross, believe it or not, was really the star of the show. He was the top biller.
Okay.
So by season, I think that was 5, it was a solid hit. Ross said he didn't want anybody to hate each other. So he decided, as a group, let's go in there and demand our salary together.
Okay.
So they went in and demanded it. And I don't know if you all know, they got at some point, whatever, by the last 2 seasons, they were getting $1 million an episode.
Yeah, they were high.
And while Ross, I don't know how much of a jump that was for him, but for Joey, that was a huge jump for him because he was a relatively new actor then. So they wanted to do what Friends did. I'm reading I read the Vulture. I
read some of it. It was long as heck.
They specifically mentioned this. What I'm just saying.
Okay.
And so they were supposed to go in together, but Candy, they were supposed to demand certain things.
Okay.
From the network, and Candy went and did it herself.
So they were all going to demand the Black production company.
Correct.
Okay. So Correct. Candy did it.
Is that what the article said?
I didn't see that in the article. I'm gonna have to read it again because I didn't see that in the article.
That was a portion of it. That's just a portion.
I didn't see that part. I saw that from what I got from the article, which means I really need to read again, was that Porsha was doing more of the face of Black Lives Matter, but Candy wanted to do more behind
different. Yeah, that's a little bit different. Yeah.
And Candy went and said she wanted Black producers, she wanted Black production companies, she wanted them to do the special, which was all of
that's together. All of that's together.
So they were all supposed to do that together.
They were all supposed to do
I had to read that article again. I didn't see that.
Me too, because that's not what I got from it.
Because I read all of Atlanta's.
Yeah. Okay. Because the article was huge. Y'all must have just read that one part.
Yeah, it was too much.
You went down to the bottom.
Yeah, I did. I was like
the upper part.
Guilty.
I read about Vanderpump Rules where they did that to that Faith girl, which I knew about.
Well, because Candy was doing Black Lives Matter. So one of the things was Candy and Porsha actually had this argument over who was supposed to do Black Lives Matter on camera.
On the camera.
And
right.
Both of them at the end of the argument felt some type of way. So Porsha went to the network and said, yo, don't air that. It's going to look bad. That we sitting up here arguing over who should represent Black Lives Matter this season. And I think Candy did as well. I think Candy did. That's what was a little confusing.
I don't know
If she did, and I don't know if I misread that part. That was the only part I wasn't sure about. But we know that Porsha did.
Porsha did, yeah.
To ask them not to air it, and obviously they didn't. But the problem was Kenya has been making a big deal about it, and putting it out there. But I think.
So why do you think they didn't cut that part about Kenya then? If they wanted to keep it out of an argument, when she mentioned that they argued about it, or that, shouldn't they have cut that out too? Because that made everybody
on
confused.
The show, or was it?
It was on the show.
What did she say? I can't remember.
When she was talking about she's fake, she don't want nobody else to be part of it. I don't want to go to that party, that kind of stuff. Anyway, remember that when she was getting her makeup done and they canceled on her last minute?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have cut that too, because that's when everybody was like, what happened? Why is she saying this? And it catapulted into this. So I think production messed up without cutting that part out too.
Yeah, production has been terrible.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah,
if they would have cut that out, I think we would be okay.
Yeah. Well, no, Kenya had already mentioned that months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had read about.
I don't think people knew about it as much.
Only reason why on like the first or second episode, remember when they gave that Black Lives Party?
That's what I'm talking about. That's when she got mad. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's when it happened. Yeah, if they would just cut that part out.
That was the second episode though.
Yeah.
And who approved of that party? I mean, that was just the craziest party to celebrate her activism.
That was her storyline. I mean, that was the only way.
I think that was her sit down storyline at some point.
But they didn't even stick to that though, and that's what makes me mad. It's like she was supposed to be this Porsha Luther King, and then they just skipped over all of that and went straight to Bolo. Like they didn't even really talk about Black Lives Matter, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I don't think they should have ever. It might have been Erica. What's her name? Erica Dinero, that said, who wants to go to these shows and see political stuff about the Black Lives Matter? I want to be entertained. And so when you hear that, and then you see these live calls and they're going, we didn't want to do this because of Black Lives Matter or that, it just makes it all seem so messy. And now it only hurts it more because there's a lot of other mess going on with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Questioning the funding and everything, but it's also now a mess because it's been brought up in this show.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I definitely bad decision.
I'm definitely these Black Lives Matter. I've mentioned that to you all. I think personally, that Mike Brown's father is suing them.
Yeah, I got that up where she bought those homes. That's where she's defending buying those
homes. Y'all have to see their last year they made $90 million.
Yeah.
The breakdown of where the money went. Now they did give, I think 25% went to local chapters all over the United States.
Okay.
But if you look at the who they're really funding, it's not Black issues.
It's gay, lesbian, like LGBTQ.
That is there, and I don't know why. Look, I mean, 2 of the 3 founders are gay.
Okay.
2 of the 3 founders.
Are they Black though? Yes,
all 3 are Black. One is married to a woman who's white.
Okay.
One who's I can't remember if she's with somebody, but I know 2 of the 3, and I don't know if the third one is or not. I know that 2 of them are, because they're openly gay.
Yeah, somebody sent out a video of Mike Brown and another guy talking about the funds, and they're requesting
and it was I don't want to. Was it Trayvon?
Because they come to
I think a lot of them are mad.
Look,
it was Michael Brown's parents, his father and somebody else.
Yeah, they come to this city. They come to these cities when there's something going on, and people think they're donating to these situations, and they're not.
I wish they wouldn't. Yeah,
and they're not. And it's just
this stuff shouldn't be on reality.
I think that they probably, even if they did, they should have been like, we support Black people. They didn't even have to use the Black Lives Matter organization at all. It should just been them, like on Married to Medicine. They're coming as a group, doing COVID tests together, making sure the Black people are represented. if they would have just came together, did some social justice stuff, 1 or 2 episodes, and just left it alone. You know what I mean?
It's to me is, and I don't really care what they want to represent. My thing is just be honest about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that will give because they want to support certain causes, but don't say you're supporting Black Lives Matter issues and you're really not. Because that's not really your end game. That's not really your end game. And
I hate that this
come
is
into
happening.
Cities, and it's almost like you're raping a situation. They're
taking advantage
of a situation.
Can the people who donated, as a person who donates, can't you go and say, where are these funds going and why are my funds not going to where they want? And
I was just about to ask that.
They need to do that.
Yeah, they release that's why they're getting so much criticism.
Yeah.
You have an annual, whenever their annual is, they release what they do with their money. It's just so much isn't going to Black Lives Matter situations.
So as a donor, can you say, I want my money to be reallocated to where it belongs, or is it just too late? That's why I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know. But it's just like Breonna Taylor situations, like, people get arrested, they have local chapters. And I think that was in Kentucky. So they had local chapters. Maybe those local chapters are the ones that funded them out. I really don't know.
I think it's how they got out of jail. I think.
Yeah, they're those.
Because I remember I was watching a protest in downtown Nashville. And when they were there, they were like, we think we're going to get arrested. And they start calling people who they knew was going to be able to bail them out. It's like they have somebody and they showed it. Oh, I was watching.
And that's just not, that's kind of normal though, because, and it's a lot of protests, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about this, because one of the things that that's been floating around in all of the groups is, they were saying that Porsha's activism was fake because it was planned for her to get arrested. And I cannot emphasize to people that Rosa Parks situation was planned.
Oh, it was. It was planned.
It was planned. I can't be crystal clear to anybody.
Yeah, it was supposed to be someone else, and Rosa was a better fit.
Well, it was somebody else. There was that 15-year-old girl, but because she had 2 babies out of wedlock, they didn't think she wasn't a good fit for it. Yeah. Where you had a Rosa Parks, who was married, she didn't have any children, and she was a secretary for SNCC. She was a perfect candidate, and it just fit in. Y'all have to realize that all of those sit-ins were planned. When they don't just spontaneously say, let's 15 people, let's go to a counter and sit down and demand coffee. They plan those things.
They plan them.
So it's okay for it to be planned. I was really disappointed with Porsha and how she handled that whole Monique situation about Black Lives Matter.
Yes,
I was extremely disappointed. And I actually agree with Kenya on how her response. I 100% agree. And y'all know I can't stand that girl.
I know you can't stand the girl.
But when she writes, she right. And I definitely think Kenya was 100% right. But at the same time, Porsha was allowed herself still to be sacrificed. And I can't emphasize that the second time Porsha was arrested, they charged her with a felony.
They did. They charged all of them with a felony. And I hope they dropped them.
Now, whether or not they drop it or they
I think they ended up dropping them. Yeah, but they did.
I can't be clearer. That is a sacrifice. I ain't willing to sacrifice myself.
I'm not doing it.
In jail. But she was willing to do that. So yes, it was planned, and it's okay that it was.
And I mean, the cameras are sometimes there to record history.
Yeah, and I'll keep another thing, and I just looked this up earlier today. Breonna Taylor was killed on March 13th. I actually remember that day very well because I had been saying for a whole year, my last day of work was March the 13th of 2020. I just went back inside of my building. She was killed on March 13th. The average person didn't hear that girl's name until the end part of that summer because we were focused on the guy that was jogging.
Remember? Oh, yes.
Who was killed. And then it was George Floyd.
Floyd, yeah.
And then every once in a while you would hear Breonna Taylor sprinkled in there.
But Sandra Bland, I think they talked about her just a little bit. Yeah.
But we didn't hear about Breonna Taylor until Porsha and Yandy them showed up. So they used their celebrity and sacrificed themselves, but they really did have to go to jail.
Yeah, I think Beyonce was in on that. It was a few stars that really, Alicia Keys was really big on Breonna Taylor. They all did a big thing. I don't know if people talked about it, but all of them did a big thing trying to get them charged. Alicia Keys,
Megan Thee Stallion dedicated her, which was shocking to me. She dedicated her time on Saturday Night Live. She opened and did a thing with which kind of shocked me, with Breonna Taylor. Say her name. You know, you can use your celebrity, and it's okay if it was planned. To act as if that was a problem isn't. I mean, you know.
I think what they thought was hypocritical was that Porsha really was the violent one.
You haven't read a history book.
Yeah, people don't understand.
Yeah, she
we don't know, and a lot of times it's not the fault of the people. It's just education sometimes don't even teach a lot of Black history stuff. So, and then we don't go out and seek our own Black history.
Some of that stuff is common sense. You can't really think that 7 Black people at one time just inadvertently decide to walk into a whites only store and sit down at a counter to order coffee.
That common sense ain't common, Joy. You know that, right?
I mean, that's common sense.
But it ain't common. A lot of people don't have it. So, but I mean, I wish.
Why is there a big riff on Porsha's team and on Kenya's team as to if Porsha was really trying to stop her from? Okay, so was Porsha upset that Kenya also wanted to be doing some Black Lives Matter stuff?
No, it was Candy.
Was she upset that Kenya told about Candy and Porsha?
It's about Candy and Porsha, but
it's Candy and Porsha, and they trying to throw Nene in there too. For some reason, Nene's in there because she sent.
Joy, what did you just say? Joy said she had to insert herself.
Kenya had to insert herself in the middle of that because she really had no point. Nene was trying to get salary and stuff done. She was trying to get a smorgasbord of things done. And she thought if they went in there as a collective, they could get more done.
So do you think they won't do that now? Or is it too late?
It's probably under these. If you're arguing about it on social media, it's far too late because you're divided. You already know who your leaders are.
They got to get it together.
So what they need to do, and I strongly believe that other than Drew, they could fire every last one of them. Drew could possibly go.
Drew could possibly go too.
Yeah, but they really need to let go all of them. All of them are Cynthia's boring. Candy, all of them have outstretched.
I really feel like Cynthia and for Candy, and I like Candy, but for Candy to make the most money, she brings nothing for a person who makes the most money. I don't know why she gets so much money. And I don't know. I really would like them to do a do-over this season. I'm not gonna lie. I want them to try to do a do-over with a new production team and see if it works. Because it was COVID, it was the Black Lives Matter crazy stuff, and I think they need to do over.
And it's kind of like you have these elite white people that want to tell us what we want to see. That's what and we don't. And it's not that I minded the Black Lives Matter thing. I didn't mind it. That's what people were doing over the summer. If it was just the first episode, I had no problem with that because I was interested to know of how they survived COVID, because for some people it was difficult. It was an interesting time. Some people's family got closer, some got worse. Some broke up. So I get it, but it just shouldn't have been a lingering conversation.
So do you think they can move on from this?
No.
I know even in Porsha's live, because I didn't watch all of it, because she needs some kind of direction. It was all over the place, but she did say that she hoped that her and Candy, and even if Kenya, if she could get herself together, could come together and work. Porsha said,
I don't think Kenya knows how to. Once she's in her mad place, she stays there.
But
I
they
haven't
became
seen
friends.
Kenya
That's not
mad
true
this
because her and
season.
Porsha became friends before. And then when
Yeah.
Nene came back, Porsha stopped talking to everybody. And that's why everybody got mad
I
at
think
her.
a lot of this hatred is just, or whatever word you want, I think it's just misdirected. Kenya has been extremely calm, if you ask me. Kenya came in trying to be friends with Porsha at the beginning of last season.
Okay,
You know?
that's no, I'm
The
not
only
talking about
reason
last
that all
season. I'm
stepped
That's
talking
why,
about
but you
this
said she's
season.
gonna harbor it. She won't harbor it because
she
she wouldn't
won't
try to
let
be
it
her
go.
friend.
She won't
She
let
did.
it
She
go.
tried to be her friend.
She's already let it go.
Again, I
Porsha
think
doesn't
that was
want to
an
let it go.
agenda. I'm a strong person that believes that Kenya has an agenda, and I think that
Like,
it was
yeah,
doesn't.
everybody has
I
one on this
think she
show.
was willing to, because Porsha was ticked off at Nene. She was whipped, because you have to remember that when that season began last season, Nene and Porsha wasn't talking.
And so then she tried to be friends with Kenya. So that makes Porsha a bad person. Because if she's mad at you, she's gonna be friends with somebody you don't like.
I don't think that whatever.
That's what had happened. That's
Okay.
what had happened.
But I mean,
and then when Nene
I
came
still
back,
think it-
she was like, I missed you. I didn't think I could live without you. And I'm like,
Okay.
oh, you was
I'm
trying to
not
win. I like
arguing with
Porsha. I like them all. I think they all just do dirty stuff, but only certain people there get seen or gets everybody else.
I like Porsha too. I like Porsha too, but
yeah.
it just seems like everybody is so quick to believe that Kenya is always at fault for something.
She
Yep.
is.
They do. They hate that
No,
lady
she's
so
really
much.
not.
It's kind of sad to
really
hate
not.
somebody so much you don't know. But
I
I mean,
don't
some of
hate
these
her.
groups. No,
I
I'm not talking about you,
like
Joy.
her.
That's
I
right.
don't
Some of
hate
these
her.
people in the group,
I
they like
like
it'll
her.
be a picture of Porsha and her family, and instead of saying, "Oh my God, I love Porsha, her family, her mom's so nice," this is why Kenya, like Kenya's name has to be mentioned and
So
posts that she ain't even in the picture of, and I'm like, why do you mention her so much? Talk about the other people.
She inserts herself in everything. It's just,
but
like
she didn't insert herself in that. Not in that Porsha family picture. That was not inserted in that. The people inserted her in that. They were like, this is why Kenya mad. She ain't got a mama that love her. That's evil, first of all, to say something like that. But why even mention her name and just instead of just saying, oh, Porsha has a great mom and a great sister. Say Portia's name. Say her name.
Mm-hmm.
They know saying Kenya's name is gonna get them all kind of comments. When we put Kenya's name in our group,
it's been fun. I mean, I think it's fun over the years to see Kenya and Porsha going at it and see the sides go at it, because they're always a hot mess a little bit on both sides.
It's not fun anymore.
It's not fun to me
no,
anymore.
It used to be fun. Yeah, it used to be fun going back and forth at it, but Jesus Christ. Stop. You let somebody else attempt to defend Kenya and folks be ready to pull out their scissor hands and claw you.
They try to kill you.
And I mean, y'all talking about the past. I tend to, because it's so much going on, I tend to forget things that may have happened last season.
Yeah.
So I've been focused on this season. And I know that going into this season, it seemed like everybody for the most part was getting along. And the only two that would eventually bump heads would be Porsha and Kenya.
Every time.
But
they've got to stop. And Drew and I feel like Drew and LaToya are turning into the new Porsha and Kenya.
And well, I think Drew and Porsha, I don't think they're going to turn into anything. I mean, Drew and
Toya.
Toya, because I don't think Toya is coming back.
Well, they said no. You remember they said that Toya was kidding. I don't know if she is.
I see Toya and Drew as two people that were competing for an open peach. That's what
they wanted that peach.
And I don't see that. I didn't see that as I mean, I could see that going in that direction, but the thing that I don't like about what's her face? Toya, is that Toya has a tongue like Marlo, like Kenya. They cut in a way that's so dirty you can't recover. Marlo is probably the worst of it. And I think that
I don't think Porsha's smart enough. She tried, but it don't land. Porsha, she tried to cut deep, but it don't land.
Yeah,
but tonight, if you watch, because they showed a preview, as soon as Toya walked in that door, Drew was at her. Toya didn't say anything to anybody. Drew went straight for her, and then Toya didn't hear her. So when Toya sat down, Drew repeated it just so she could say what she had to say. And I'm like,
we'll see it tonight.
Yeah, watch it. I mean, Drew has been the main one to me.
Coming for that girl
that has inserted herself in stuff more than anybody has been Drew.
But no, LaToya had been coming for that girl
very
early on this season.
But
and Drew has been
only because her wig was not tacked down.
I ain't taking up for any of them. I don't care.
Drew why? Drew has
I've
inserted
been
herself in
trying that.
everything.
I don't care if none of them come back, so I don't have no leg in this hunt. But I'm just for whatever reason going after that girl from early on, from talking about her wig to her struggling marriage.
Because she talked about Toya's marriage. Because she was like, I'm dating, and Toya said, Drew said, aren't you married? You shouldn't be dating. So that's when it's twofold, Joy. It's really twofold, but y'all just remember certain things. I like everybody, so because I like everybody, I remember everything. I
don't think that's an unusual thing to say. I'm not mad. I'm separated. Somebody said, "Well, you still married?" That ain't no.
But she judged her like, you shouldn't be doing it. Y'all don't want to judge Porsha and her vagina.
That's fact.
It's not her fact. She don't feel that way.
Say you're wrong for dating. She said, but you're married.
Okay. You gonna forgive that. I don't think I think it's call for her to say it. They both were fighting for a peach, and they both was going at each other.
Fighting for a peach.
And Drew did as much dirt as everybody, and she inserted herself in everybody else's business.
Drew will be fine if Toya is the reason that she gets all out of shape. Toya's not. I think Drew will be fine once she kind of gets a feel for what's good and what's bad on the show. I like Drew, but she's just kind of pulling at straws on everything. It's it doesn't make any sense. She's horrible.
Y'all talk about Candace. Drew just all the time, just her.
Yeah.
You must not follow her. But okay, so
I don't follow her. If it pop up in one of them groups, I'll read. But
what about the prophet lot thing?
Rarely on.
I don't know what that was about, because that just made Drew look so slow. It's like,
why did she do that? What did you think about that? Bringing up him? I don't think I have a picture of him. Dang it!
It just was so silly. That's when somebody is doing something for the sole reason to get under somebody else's skin for no real reason. Why in the heck are you so upset? Do you really want us to believe you had to cancel your entire blessing because you think Toya is messing around with the prophet? That's
first of all, I'm trying to figure out why he's a prophet.
She is thirsty.
That's what Callie asked. What made him a prophet?
That's the first thing. I don't understand what makes him a prophet. The second thing is, if you introduce somebody and you feel like something is going on, I don't know if I would have brought it to the show if for no reason it would make the prophet look bad.
And that's her friend.
It would make him look bad. But I do think it's something going on. I just don't know what it is.
You thought something happened with them? Because LaToya got a whole new man.
I don't know if it's
over.
Yes, like him saying nothing happened. Like he was gonna say, "Yeah, I love her. I like her. Yeah, I like her. We did it.
We did it.
We did it." He was not.
Why would you have somebody else do the baby's blessing and outside of her mother anyway?
She let her mom. Why wouldn't she let her mom do it? Is it because you don't let your family do it? I don't know. I didn't do a blessing.
I would have assumed that you just want your family to watch and not necessarily be in. It's just kind of like, you have my father was a minister. For years, I had this thing about my father doing my wedding, and then I was like, no, you need to be a dad. No, I want you to walk me down the aisle. I don't want you to be at the end.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah, you're supposed to watch me get married, not perform.
Okay, so what is it that made her stop everything because of the rumors about LaToya?
She's a Delilah, and you can't be a Delilah, but it's okay to fornicate with the stripper. But you can't be a Delilah and be around my baby and be a blessing. I mean, it's just like her judgmental self of certain things.
Somebody gave her some bad advice on how to move through this little show.
I don't know if I would want my minister messing around with some married chick.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
But again, I'm a person that believes in kind of covering people that you love.
Well, yeah,
so
we know.
I wouldn't have brought it to the show, even if I believe.
Thank you. That's my point too, Joy. Why she put him on blast? Not everybody talking about he a fake prophet. He wearing Gucci. I'm like, why can't a prophet wear Gucci?
I'd be willing to bet some money that she got that advice from Porsha, who got it from Monique.
Yeah. Oh, that's my thing. I just wouldn't have never brought that kind of stuff to the show.
Nobody needs to listen to Monique.
Because even if we didn't know who this guy was, there may be people out there that love and respect him, that's looking at him sideways. I wouldn't have done that. I would have covered him in that regard, even if I was ticked off at her.
I was kind of upset with her. And then in this episode, she's gonna play a recording. She recorded him, y'all, and played it for the ladies that's coming up. And it still didn't say that he messed with LaToya. But for her to go that deep on somebody who she's supposed to care about, I feel like she crossed the line. She got a lot.
I don't understand why is
a lot
she
of
trying
flack
to do
on
that?
Twitter because people are like, even Candy said he's the one that was supposed to be engaged. Why is she putting all this stuff on Toya? Like, he's supposed to be the man of God. Why are you putting all this on Toya? And it's like, that's how they say that people are in the church. They let the men get away with stuff and blame the women. So Drew got it bad last week. I think she's learning.
I think she'll be a good fit for the show eventually.
I don't know. I do want to see it. I think they need a redo. I know y'all want to fire the auntie.
I don't think this cast needs a redo. I think they need to everybody look like all them grown up aunties need to go on.
I don't agree. I don't agree with ageism.
Children and nieces.
I don't agree with ageism, people. I'm the only one that don't agree with ageism. So
it's not about ageism. It's about you got to be the fun eye. Nene at the least was the fun eye.
They can be fun. They just need to get their fun back. COVID may have made them depressed.
Fun.
When was the last season Nene was a fun aunt? I must have missed that.
I don't know.
Last season.
Or the season before that.
I didn't watch, so I don't know. I can't help you.
I mean, I stopped watching. I remember her being a fun aunt for, it's been a long time.
Well, it wasn't that she was the fun aunt when Greg was sick, because that's that season. It was that the auntie was going through something at least real. That wasn't.
So you don't think everybody else is going through something that's real? They just don't want to talk about it?
Those storylines are manufactured.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't like Kenya, but I knew her last season was real.
Yeah.
I don't think that she made that up. I sure don't think Mark was acting.
Yeah.
That was at least a real season.
That's true.
I may not like people, but I know when I feel some kind of authenticity.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel that. You gonna tell me that? What's Candy's storyline?
Her open Blaze. What y'all think about Blaze? I think the food looks so good. I don't even eat some of that stuff they ate, but I was like, "Ooh, I eat that." What y'all think about the food?
It's a good looking place.
I mean, I'm trying to help.
I don't even know Porsha's because the Black Lives Matter was only 2 episodes. Defending herself from Bono.
2 episodes and a live that will forever go down.
That's why I was saying
as crazy.
I'm like Nene. One of the things that I respect about Nene is that Nene has been a person to say, I might not like you, but I know what's good for the show.
Yeah, because she thought Kenya was good.
And she couldn't stand Kenya, but she said she knew it. I look at what's good for the show. Cynthia, sweetest pie, baby, she's not good for the show. Candy, she's not good for the show. Kenya,
but she's married.
No good for the
she's
show.
the only housewife. Her and Candy.
Right. No, she's not.
Who else?
Drew is married.
Okay, that's why. Okay, so
Kenya married.
Okay, so maybe y'all trying to get rid of all the married people for Drew.
She's the only married. Well, you talking about King, but we can.
No, you trying to get rid of Drew.
I don't know if her marriage counts if we still don't know what her husband was doing for 3 days.
Yeah. Kenya ain't know what her husband was doing for the last 6 months.
But her husband ain't been together.
Probably
she know what he
because
doing.
They've been separated. So I don't.
She know what he doing.
Yeah.
She know what he doing. She knew what he was supposed to be.
Drew and her husband are not. So
I don't know. Oh, Ralph.
On one episode, Kenya last episode was sitting down reading text message, smiling, talking about some Marcus just saying he want to come here this week. Who blocked?
But you know what? She's showing it though, Joy. She's showing it though, and I respect her for that. She showed that happening. You know what I mean? Like she's not trying to fake what's going on.
You don't have to show us that Mark don't want to.
But what I'm saying is she could still be trying to put on the airs that he loved, but she's showing what really is going on with her life, like you said.
Yeah.
You want to know what's really going on.
People
are celebrating that she's not and her husband don't love her. And I mean, people are very happy that this is happening to her. They're celebrating
season,
which is crazy to me because all these people who talk about karma, but celebrating somebody else's karma is, in my opinion, is not good karma.
Look,
that part.
Kenya,
that's why I be telling these people, y'all talking about karma, and y'all doing
to watch last season. By the end of the season, it wasn't entertaining. It was sad because hater or not, nobody wants to see a woman run after a guy who literally all but kicks her away. That's not entertaining. That's sad.
But it's her life. But because she's going through a hard time, so you're saying that if somebody's having a hard time and you don't really want to watch it, they shouldn't be on the show?
No, it's not about a hard time. It's to the point where it's like you're watching abuse.
But yeah. But I mean, it's what's going on in her life, which we want the reality
abuse
of it.
is trying.
That's why what part so you don't want to see the happy reality? Because when Greg was, to me, I know he was going through something, but when him and Nene was going through their battles and their divorce, and she took off her eyelash and all that, that was real, and that was hard for me to watch. But it was something But
here's the difference. Nene had a resolution. She actually divorced herself. Now they got back together, but that's really a good example because I remember that episode where she was sitting up there, but she divorced him. They separated and she divorced him. There was a resolution there. Nene fake dated, I think.
Fake dated, yeah.
And then they were working back to get back together.
So you would like to see that with Kenya or no?
No, I'm not saying that she has to follow that formula. All I'm saying is to sit up there and watch it season after season, it becomes emotionally overwhelming. That's the reason why this season is so bad. We had already seen Cynthia get married. Yeah. We have already we get what's going on with Kenya. Candy's storyline is so bad. She's remanufacturing. We just seen her open up several restaurants and go after child support for her daughter. We've seen this. Right. At least when we watched Drew and the 3 days with her husband, it was some new drama. It wasn't.
So and you just don't want to see the old stuff. You want to see new.
Yeah, problems. I want to see something new. Gotcha. It becomes repetitive. But
the producers is what's showing this, right? Because I mean, it was so much stuff that happened. I mean, I don't know if people wanted to see Kenya's little birthday party, but I mean, that happened. Candy won the Masked Singer. Candy was in a show.
I heard that Mark wouldn't. I heard they filmed. Mark wouldn't release it.
He wouldn't release it. But Candy on the Masked Singer, Candy did that show that's she's on now. Was it The Shy? What was she in? Yeah. So Candy could have had a storyline. Because she did a few things. Did
y'all watch that movie yesterday?
I didn't watch it.
My husband and I actually just watched it this morning.
So what you think?
Good.
It was okay. It was okay.
I like his series. His series is go ahead.
The lead actress, I can't even think of her name, but she's the one from Empire. She's a cute little girl. She's a good actress.
She was in Empire.
I thought it was good.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't know
she was in Empire.
Who was she in Empire?
She was Malik's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a real singer, and she's also
her. She was real cute. I know you talking about.
She's also in Taylor
I didn't watch
Swift's
Empire that
squad.
long.
She's one of Taylor Swift's squad members. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. I thought she was good, and it was the lady that played her sister. I don't know who she was. So
she looked like Mia Long. She looked like Mia Long.
She did. I said that a couple times. Yeah, she did. She was good though. I had not seen her before, so it's good to see a mix of old and new. The story.
And her husband was on Tyler Perry's show. I was glad to see him in something different.
What show was it with Tyler Perry?
The one about if loving you is wrong.
Okay, I didn't watch that. But
he was one of the crazy. Oh, when I tell you he was crazy, he was crazy.
Whose husband is this?
He wasn't anybody's husband in Loving You Is Wrong. He was a lawyer friend of Randall's. Remember, he was the sexual deviant that tied Randall up, tied the white guy up.
Yeah, I didn't
assume sexually raped him. They didn't show it, but he was crazy.
I thought here you go.
He played kind of like a normal person in If Loving You in this movie.
So you watched the Lust. You watched the Lust one, right?
I watched Lust and Envy. Envy was this week.
So Envy's the second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Somebody was saying that she wasn't that good of an actress. Did Candy do okay to you?
Yeah.
Candy is terrible.
It's so funny because
my husband laughed every time
she did
came
good.
on the screen.
You know, today on Bravo, they're doing the Atlanta Marathon.
Okay.
And right before one of the scenes, Candy was talking about she had to go back and get her body in shape for this movie, Envy. So she must didn't know she was going to be pregnant in the movie.
Because honey, her body didn't have to be in shape to be pregnant, right?
Yeah, you were. It's like keep eating candy because we know you like to. You know, we haven't seen Candy eat that much these last couple seasons.
I mean, I thought the food at Blaze looked amazing.
Yeah, I like
that's the only thing, and then that's the only thing I thought was good about that episode was Blaze food looked good.
But Candy did okay acting. Joy, what you say? You don't think she's a good actress? Is that what you said?
I don't.
Yeah, well, she's not gonna win Academy Award, but it was okay. I was glad to see her.
My husband laughed every time she came on the screen.
Really?
Yeah.
She was that bad,
like,
Joy.
First time he was like,
I thought she was good.
I said, yeah, that's her.
Joy, so
I thought she was good.
So okay, I have a question.
I don't dislike Candy. I just don't. I'm like I told you, my mindset is where Nene's was. I'm looking at. I want to see this show survive.
Yeah, I don't think Candy has any kind of thing going on for her. But they like her, right? They like Candy.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a boss. I mean, this girl does a little bit of everything.
I mean, but the network likes her.
Some new bosses out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, you know, we've been on this too long, but you know, they're saying, what's her name? You know, she's coming back to do Watch What's Happening Live. Yeah,
she's gonna be on Watch What Happens Live. And she's gonna be in a special that's coming on in May with a lot of former housewives.
Yeah.
I know that Jill Zarin from New York. One lady from Gretchen from OC, the lady from Miami, I can't think of her name. Taylor from Beverly Hills, and Phaedra. They're gonna come. I don't know what they're doing, and Jacqueline from New Jersey.
And did y'all see Nene in her little video with? I can't remember. It's some streaming site. It's the site.
Zeus. It's Zeus.
Zeus. Yeah.
What was she doing?
You kind of get the impression that they're working on something.
But you know, that's what Jocelyn. She has a burlesque show.
Yeah.
That comes on there on Zeus, and they say most of the shows that are on Zeus end up on We eventually. So Nene could be moving in a good direction if she is. I think is it all black on Zeus?
Are you thinking she's going to be behind the scenes and whatever it is she's working on, or
I have no idea. They didn't hint at anything, but the guy was with Zeus. He made it clear that he was with Zeus. It could have been something that even popped up on the screen, but you kind of get the impression that they're working on something. Nothing was really said. Look, but how y'all see y'all soon or something?
So does Nene not have a contract where she has to wait so many years, or no?
It's a year. It's a year.
Okay.
At the end of your contract. That's why I was saying about Monique. Monique signed a contract, so now she has to wait until not the end of this season. It's the next season because she actually signed.
But she still can show up though, because she signed, right? Like if Karen wanted to invite her, I don't know if they would show
I'm
it.
Assuming, yeah.
Now, did y'all watch her binder?
I was about to say, did you watch it, Joy?
I absolutely did not.
Oh God.
I'd rather eat my toenails.
I didn't want to give her any views, right? So I had to wait till somebody screenshot and reposted it, because you know if you watch it on her show, her channel, she gets a view. I ain't giving her that.
I didn't care giving her a view. I watched it twice because it was just so funny.
It's horrible. I mean, the cinematography and the graphics, and she looks pretty. It's a great production. Her husband loves her because she is spending unnecessary money on people who don't care about her.
I would like to. I know she did her little beaten up thing, made her little mistake. You know, she's human. I would like to see her be successful at something that is not related to the binders and these girls that you don't even talk to anymore.
What was funny about it, Callie?
Huh?
What was funny about it?
Well, what was funny about it is because I felt like I was watching Sherlock Holmes.
And she acts like Nancy Drew somebody.
Yeah,
like, riddle me this. Who says riddle me this? Is that Sherlock Holmes? Riddle me this. And then she try to rap. And she calls somebody like Candace is wine, and Giselle is misery, and Robin is somebody boring, sleeping
It
boring.
It was funny though.
Ashley is the chef because she stirred up trouble. And I forgot what Karen was. And you got to try to solve the riddle. Somebody was supposedly trying to be with an NBA, NFL player.
And then one of the comments when I read this comment, I just had to like get up and get some Coca-Cola because just one of the comments said, "Oh God, you just really moved me with that."
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, like it was some kind of prophet, and I was like, okay.
She put a lot of effort in it, Joe. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a fireplace, and she lighting it up, and she got the binder sitting in its own little chair.
Smoke machines from Party City. Okay.
The binder sitting in a chair, and the binder telling the story. It's
so she has a lot of energy. She's trying to do something, but she's doing it based off of previous. Just go do something else. I don't know. I would love to see her be in something else.
I mean, it's sad because these people don't even talk about her. They're filming a whole new season. They're paying her dust. She's a non-factor to them. And she's living embedded in your brain, like Candy say. She's there in her head.
Candy said, I'm embedded in your MFing brain.
I didn't want to cuss.
Anyway, yeah.
So did you not think, Joy? I know you say the aunties are boring. But did you not think they were pretty fun at Kenya's house, even though she had no food? When they went to go to talk about the boob reduction?
Do I think they were fun?
I like them.
No.
I thought they were funny.
I mean, I watched it. It wasn't a bad scene. It wasn't anything that I wanted to like. I actually fast forward through on Housewives of Jersey when Jackie was having her dinner. I literally fast forward through that. I didn't see 1 second of that.
I don't even remember Jackie dinner. What she have a dinner about?
She had
the for her holiday. Oh, yeah, I fast forward
family. Yeah, I fast forward through that. I have no desire. She's bored.
That's a cute picture there of all of them.
Sweet bread, and they had
But yeah, I watch. My point is, I watch Kenya's scenes. They're not boring, but they're nothing. It's. I mean, I thought it was interesting, of course, because she called the prophet on the phone.
Yes.
To verify or whatever. And all I kept thinking is like, he really gonna say, yeah, we kicking it. That's my girl.
I love her.
Because you in love with me. Are you in love with me? No.
But but Joy, do you remember the prophet saying that he wasn't engaged for 3 years? Where Drew said that LaToya broke up an engagement. So who's lying? Will we find out, you think?
Drew.
I don't know.
Drew reaching. Somebody told Drew she had to go on there and act really crazy. She did just that, and she's overdoing it.
But I heard Drew signed a 2-year contract, so she's
he could have been with somebody,
right?
Swear that they was engaged. I don't know. I have no idea.
That's true.
Happen all the time. But so maybe he was, but I think Drew signed a 2-year contract, so I think she most definitely will be back.
You think she did a 2-year?
That's what somebody said, and it could be a lie. I heard it on something.
I ain't never known that had no 2-year contract.
Oh, it was on the Sherelle thing. The late girl said Drew signed a 2-year contract, and they could have been wrong.
Can you imagine how much smaller the contracts are now than they were when Nene and them was getting paid big bucks?
Oh gosh, no.
Wow.
Drew and LaToya didn't get Nene and that nobody's money like them.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well.
Well, let's see what else I have. We talked about Flake. The reunion clip. What did y'all think about that clip?
It looked like it's gonna be boring. At some point, Andy even checks out. Because
I don't even remember it.
It's like they chopped it up
Andy
so bad
asked
that
Candy about the drug charges, basically. I remember that part.
They did what now?
Andy asked Candy if she was really over the drug accusations from Porsha.
Okay.
First of all,
what do you think she's gonna say?
Her. I mean, you actually know this is the part that bothers me about this whole drug thing. Candy, Porsha put it out there. Let's be clear, but we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was fed to her. And while Porsha is an adult and she could have decided not to do that, she know it was fed to her. To be still mad at Porsha, to me, is just silly.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, not only was it fed to Porsha, at this point, we know that it was fed to Phaedra. And and if you believe that it came from Carlos King, allegedly, I like Carlos. That is why, I mean, that is exactly what Phaedra said, who was a former business partner of Todd's. They know where it came from.
So why doesn't Candy want to work with her again if she knows the story came from Carlos?
I mean, she didn't stop. She said she wasn't going to work.
No, she didn't want to work with Phaedra. You talking about Phaedra?
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't care at this point. I think Phaedra would be more interested in that girl lied so much and
oh God, she's a liar
and controlled so much of her storyline.
Oh my God, she lied about everything. But Phaedra was good.
Phaedra Parks is not a liar.
She lied about her pregnancy.
Phaedra, but that girl came on the show live when she said,
I'm 2 months pregnant. I don't know how pregnant I am.
Right. It takes.
I don't know how pregnant I am.
Just a little off on her pregnancy dates. No,
it takes Nene to say that's so stupid. I'm pregnant on the street. Might not know who her baby daddy is, but she know who.
She knows how far along she.
It takes Nene. She was like, that's so stupid.
A lot of people are saying they want Carlos back, but I don't think that Bravo will use him again. Oh, he may not want to go back.
Carlos said in a tweet, because somebody mentioned it, that he's not doing anything that's not with his production team anymore.
Okay.
I ain't mad at that.
You know, Carlos and Kenya are very, very good friends. He would get Kenya some better edits. Oh my gosh, yes. Kenya and him do watch parties for Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's what made me start watching it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
because of them doing their watch parties on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yeah, I heard she was a fan.
She's a big fan.
No, Kenya was a big fan of Huntsville.
She loves it. And she even said, Carlos, please tell Melody to watch out because she's going to be the villain. And once you're the villain, you cannot get out of it. That was her exact word. She said, and Melanie is going into the villain role.
She's not of villains.
They trying to make her a villain.
Because she was so angry at Martell for cheating on her. That's why she wasn't and I think that's when she kind of calmed down. Because people were upset with Melody and stuff about stuff. I didn't watch it. I just started watching it. But she was trying to say Melody was more like, she was saying who everybody was, like who. I forget who she said was Porsha.
I think what's her name was trying to make her out to be a mean girl villain. But I never did see that it is her being a mean girl because
me either.
I saw her as really, I think the mean girl would come in because she was putting things, kind of whispering in Tisha's ear in a way that, Marceau may be cheating.
Yeah, and Funky Dineva said he didn't like her because she was sort of like the villain, but then he realized why she was. So some people were trying to say she was the bad person of the show. And so Kenya was just like, please let her know not to do that because once
I always thought it is Tisha.
Me too. I feel like Tish is more the villain
because she's the one that really put out that girl business about.
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't know that, Joy. I don't think, right?
Yeah, I don't know how if they watch the show if you watch the very first episode in the second season, Tisha went to Kimmy's office. And they were sitting in a room, and she said, "I got the girl's picture. All I got to do is push the." She literally said that on the show. The next like the day or two later,
it was out.
And
I don't hear people talking about that though. Or did I miss it?
Melanie, those pictures, and she said those are the exact pictures she sent to Tisha, and she said that in a reunion.
Okay, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think I was invested in the beginning as I am now.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it until Kenya made me watch the show because she was so excited about it. And her and Carlos was so excited about his project. And I watched it with him and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. And so I went and watched it.
It's good. My girlfriend binge watched it. I don't know what made her watch it, but she called me one day and was like, Joy, what school is Jamila at? And I was telling her, she was like, girl, it's this show that come on Huntsville. I said, Sharice, I've been watching this show.
It might have been Carlos Live. He was smart to do that, doing those like watch parties on Instagram. All right. So anything else with them? I don't think
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Married at First Sight. There are 16 days left in this episode.
My bad.
It was kind of like going back to their roots, and it was showing how your childhood could kind of develop and mold your future. So did anything stand out? Did Paige they didn't even show up, did they?
Oh my God. Who are the other exciting couples that
the only thing that really touched me was Bree.
that is good that I really like watching is Vinny and
Bree and Brianna.
And Bree. And
Yeah.
she admitted that when we talked about childhood, she admitted that being darker skinned was an issue for her. She also has this fear about having children and that sort of thing. Her and Vinny look like they're getting along really well, but her fear of having a baby, I think I don't know what it's rooted in for real.
She has high blood pressure, and I guess you can get preeclampsia. I don't know. Like it's a lot of issues.
You don't have to. Everybody doesn't get that while they're pregnant.
Okay, so she's just afraid.
But I mean, even if you have preeclampsia, I had that with one of my pregnancies, and one of them I didn't. You just have to be careful about what you eat. You have to move a little longer. You can't eat. They tell you to eat small meals, but more often. Instead of
somebody scared her. Like, why do you? I mean, I don't understand.
I don't know. I was more afraid to give birth the second time than I was the first.
Okay.
Like and I was scared the second time because I'm one of the 100 and however many hundreds of thousands where the epidural didn't work.
Okay. I didn't do epidural. I couldn't get one, so I was natural. That's why I don't have one.
My first baby was natural, and I was having a C-section. And I was so afraid. My second baby, she was transverse.
Okay.
So she was sideways.
Yes.
And I was so afraid that the epidural didn't work. So I had like my heart rate, they couldn't get things together because I was so afraid.
Oh man.
And they didn't want to put me to sleep. But I just kept saying, but it didn't work the last time. It didn't work the last time.
I mean, all they have to do, because I had complications with pregnancy. I actually went to a maternal fetal specialist. And she probably just needs to go to one of those. They tell you everything. You go I went every week. I got an ultrasound every week. Like, they monitored me continuously, and it made me feel better. So that's really all that she probably needs to do. She probably don't know, but they'll send her to someone like that to help ease her anxiety. Because I used to have panic attacks and have to drop like to the floor because I would feel like I thought I was gonna lose my baby because I had a stillborn before I had my daughter. And so I was and they found out why. A lot of women don't even find out why. And they found out what was wrong with me, and we remedied it. I had to give myself blood thinners every day and the stomach shots. It was a lot, y'all. And that's why I couldn't get an epidural, because it messed with my platelets in my back. So I couldn't get one. So I knew going in that I had to have natural childbirth. So so you just have to overcome it, because childbirth, I never knew people lost babies. Nobody in my family ever had. I never knew how hard it was to have a baby until it happened to me.
And it's crazy because, especially when you're a woman that wait until you later in life, and you'd be like, if I was 15, if I had started at 15, I would have had so healthy babies.
I would have
trying to do it in the right order, in the right way. And
all the people who had babies before me were younger. And I'm like, all them had babies too soon, and they babies okay. And me, I'm married. I did the right thing supposedly, and look at me. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you. I get it.
Yeah.
Because I know that I said that because I miscarried and it was crazy because the second baby, I call it the pressure baby. I was okay with one.
Right.
I was like, let's just try one more time. And then, and I think my arrogance, I'll put it, Kyle even say that, my arrogance, because, I'm a person that never was on birth control. I always thought you could control that kind of stuff.
You was the pull-out method, rhythm method. Okay.
Rhythm method.
Yeah.
And so here I was going to plan my baby to a T, and I was going to have my baby. I was going to get pregnant in September so I can have my baby in May, so I could be home with my baby all summer and go back to work in the fall. And I literally got pregnant just like that. And I was like, because I know how to do this, because I can tell you how to get pregnant. Yeah. And I, to this day, a person can call me and I tell you exactly what to do to get pregnant. You'll be pregnant in 30 days. But, I had a plan, and God had a plan. And
God has his own plan.
I tried to plan mine out pretty much like that too, Joy. But I had been on the birth control. I had been married about 3 years, and my grandmother said, well, if you really are trying to get pregnant, then you need to get off the pill about a year before you get pregnant. It takes that long to get out. I got pregnant 2 months later and didn't know I was pregnant, right? Then we went on a cruise. I took some of that Dramamine, got real sick, miscarried. That Dramamine. cause
Yeah.
Dramamine is to keep you from like
motion sickness.
Motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
So I
wow.
tried to plan it like that too. And then when I wasn't trying to plan anything but partying or whatever, suddenly, what do you mean I'm 6 months pregnant,
I'm
doctor?
pregnant. I have a May baby too, Joy. So that means I got pregnant in September. I ain't even think about that. Okay.
Yeah, that was a September, August, in August, September.
I don't know. I was just doing it, honey. I don't know.
Myself planning that to a T.
So okay, what else? Yeah. What else we got? Bree, okay, well, we talked about Bree and her dark skin insecurities and her pregnancy scare.
But it's go ahead. That one couple still ain't consummated their marriage. It's something going on with him. It's strange to me.
Yeah, something's wrong with him, Joy.
That young girl, these seem just like bad matches. With Ryan.
I think they should have put the one that the 80s dude with the pilot. I think they would have been a better match. I can't think of her name.
No, that drunk girl. No.
Yeah, the drunk girl shouldn't even have been in there.
She shouldn't have even. But when she was being interviewed by Dr. Pepper, I got why she was interviewed, because she did talk like she had some sense. Well, and I remember thinking, wow, that's how, because that girl is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
She drinks all the time. Yeah. She wants to sleep over at her male friend's house. Even if I was a single woman, I just do not think that sleeping
with a boyfriend.
Right. I would not do that. The dangers of being drunk.
Does she really not have any girlfriends? All of her friends are boys?
No, they're not all boys. But most of them. She's really just testing him. She said stuff like, well, if I'm out, we've been out drinking and I'm over there, what's wrong with me spending the night? She has these hypotheticals to piss him off. That's just to test him. And to me, he hits the bait, because to me, that should need to be a conversation for somebody's married. If you get drunk and you over somebody's house for real, you call your husband and say, babe, I need you to come get you. Now, if he say, babe, I would get in an accident, just stay there. I'll come get you in the morning, or I get that. But to just say it's okay, and what is the problem with that? She's crazy.
She's crazy. But I think she's talking about doing it when he's because he's a pilot, so he wouldn't even be home during these times. She's like, what if I do it if you're not home?
She's doing that to piss him off, because he's away enough that she could have done that on his off time and nobody should have said boo. And he's away enough for her to be able to kick it, and he not be able to trip
and not
off
even
of
know.
It. Yeah. But she's doing that to test him, and she's messed with enough guys that have allowed that to happen.
But not her husband. Yeah. That's her husband. I was just like, something wrong. They don't need to be married. Yeah. The 80s guy, and he's checked out. He don't even, I think, want to be with her anymore.
I think he had a really good point about that bracelet.
Oh yeah.
Because he was ticked off that he had given her an $800 bracelet that went home with her mother in Alabama. But you can at least, it's 6 weeks in. Why haven't you at least sent her? Because it didn't mean anything to her. That's really why. And she was like, keep that bracelet. I gave you something.
A hat?
A hat. He was like, but it's here. It's here. It's physically here. You can at least see it. You haven't even saw, or the fact that her and her mother sit around and laugh at him I didn't like that either. Like, she is, that's why she's alone. I see why she's alone.
And even, was it Dr. Pepper? One of them was like, that's mean. You need to get that bracelet.
Yeah, I'm glad she checked him on, she checked her on that.
She checked her.
He's boring as sin, but, he has a point when he's like, you just don't like me. I hate when he says, I hate when men do stuff like that, because it takes away any kind of attractiveness you ever had. A man, I don't care how, you could be vulnerable, but you better be vulnerable when I'm in love with you. You better not be vulnerable when I'm not.
When you trying to woo me, I want you to be like, I'm the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, he's checked out though, because he knows she doesn't like him. So he's just biding his time.
And he's been vulnerable.
And he wants his $800 bracelet back before.
He sure do. And she needs to give it to him.
But I think that Haley, I think is her name, would have been good as a pilot. I really do.
You might be right.
I think they would have been
I can
better.
see that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the pilot's wife with the
Oh,
AC.
no.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Yeah, I can see them as a better match than, I can see that.
And then I did see on this, I don't know if it's Decision Day or what, but Paige and Chris, did you catch? They were on the couch together holding hands laughing.
I already know what's going to happen, so I'm not going to even tell you.
Don't tell me off the thing. Don't tell me off.
Okay.
Because
somebody, they've released it.
Do I want to know? I'll think about it. I don't know if I want to know. Is Decision Day coming up next? Is that next week or is it?
It's probably in about 2 weeks. If they saying it's 16 days out, they usually have a week for every episode.
Okay.
So
they're gonna have another week then Decision Day.
Yeah. No,
I think that's all that really happened.
No, it's probably this week and next week and then Decision.
Okay.
It's coming up though.
Oh, I don't know if I can wait 3 weeks. Okay, you might have to tell me then. I was thinking it was gonna be
it's girl. It ain't no way after the things that he said that girl.
They on the couch holding hands, girl, and she laughing with him. Like he. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
But you kind of think it's something else going on because, I've heard some of the tweets that Mercedes have put out there.
Oh.
Okay,
we gotta talk.
I talked about it, when she said wife does sound better than girlfriend.
Yeah.
But, single sounds better than stupid.
Yeah. Oh, that was to her. Okay. I got you.
So yeah, I think that was a dig at her.
Oh. Well, Mercedes still got her Mercedes, I hope. I hope it didn't get repoed.
Right, because she ain't had that baby.
All right, so it's time for our pop of culture. We talked about Monique's binder stories already. So what about Melody was supposed to perform at the Classic, but she didn't. Does anybody know why? She didn't?
She didn't?
I know Claudia was
not the buy. I'm surprised that they didn't do the Magic City Classic was last night. I was surprised.
Know. Because Claudia, there was a post of Claudia, her, and some other people, and Claudia put on her Instagram, "I'm not being a part of this." So I'm thinking the people maybe didn't pay them, and they said, "No, we're not doing it." That's what I'm thinking happened. Okay. But she didn't perform because I was really wanting to talk about her performance because she tried.
Okay.
She tried.
I don't know. Don't give me the line.
I don't know. Martell was on something. He did some type of
Last night I saw he went live because people were talking about that he got the kids and all of a sudden he went live.
Yeah, he went live when he got them kids, honey. But that's his PR person, right? That you was telling me about, Joy.
That wasn't the girl though, but yeah.
Oh.
No, her PR person actually took that picture.
Took the pic. Okay, I went to her Instagram. I thought they were the same person. Next time I'll screenshot the Instagram.
Now, I don't know if they're the same person, but the picture that he had with the one girl, she was much younger. And she was sitting on his lap. Okay. And that's why he removed it off his Instagram.
He hosted whatever these awards are. I don't know what he did, but that was something that he did. So he started.
And it could be her, and it's just, I don't know, because it's been a minute, but she looked really younger. Maybe.
So did you watch the Tasha K interview? I mean,
Tasha K.
Oh my God.
That's something that I have to listen to when I'm on the road, like on a road
Oh
trip.
God, I heard about it. Was Section 8.
I heard.
Do you believe she's Section 8?
No.
Okay,
I mean, she could be.
Ain't nothing wrong being Section 8. I've never been Section 8, but I know some people who have been. And I mean, I guess she's saying it's a step down from Melody.
Well, they said that first of all, Martell hasn't lost his house. He was in his house.
Yeah, he was at that house. Yeah. But Melody said that he still had that house. She said on whatever.
People were lying, saying that he lost his house and was living with her.
Yeah, she said that he's at the house that we had, our marital home is what she called it.
Yeah.
In the interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where she's taking our children. That's what she said. He was at that house. The kids look happy, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I think they both love their kids. I ain't taking that away from either one of them. I never thought that Melanie did not love her kids. I just thought that Melanie was on a, sometimes we get focused more on our careers,
Well, she
especially.
said that she lived in the projects, and I don't think Section 8 and the projects are the same, so I think that's a mess. And that the money that Martell stole.
First of all, the projects in Huntsville look good, but go on.
Oh, do they? Okay.
They're the cleanest.
We don't even really have projects
they
anymore.
They are the cleanest
here.
projects I've ever seen in my life.
Here they turned the projects into like townhomes that you eventually have to end up. They're still going to not be as expensive, but you're going to have to get off the system. Like they start off, but anyway, and that the money that Martell supposedly stole went to Coleslaw and she blew it. I don't know how true that is. What do you think, Callie? Are you on mute? You're on mute, honey. Callie, you're on mute.
Hi.
All right.
Okay, I don't think that Martell would allow his kids to live in Section 8. Yeah. I don't believe that.
I don't think Section 8 means bad, because sometimes they're houses.
Yeah.
Right?
I still don't believe that he would have his kids in Section 8 if there's no need to be.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
And
I could be wrong because he doesn't have.
I don't believe it either, but I'm trying to say Section 8 just ain't.
First of all, if they got Section 8, she got it because she's a single mother. She went and applied, and it hit her lottery came up because it's like a lottery, so to speak. So it would have nothing to do with Martell, because you can live in a nice house. In Section 8, if you can,
that's what I was.
If you could pay the difference in the because usually the ones that's not so nice, the ones that's really nice, the market rate, you have to pay the difference.
You have to pay the difference. Yeah.
So
she could still be in Section 8, but living in a nice section.
Living in a nice house.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I know that she broke up a family, but some of the stuff they say about her is just like, oh my. Oh,
and Tasha hasn't always been reliable. Like
Tasha K?
I don't know.
I love her.
Some of the things that she did specifically around the R. Kelly situation, we know was wrong.
Oh,
with those mothers. Yeah, with those mothers.
What do you mean?
Wrong. She had some true tea, but some of those mothers she had contact with, and some of them she didn't. And the ones that she didn't, I don't know if she fabricated stories or went by what somebody else said, but it wasn't true information.
Okay.
Because that's why she got sued.
Oh, did
she always getting sued? She
got sued around that R. Kelly stuff though. Those mothers,
She got sued by Cardi B too.
Did she?
Yes. I mean, so Tasha.
But what about her booty or something?
I don't know if it was about the booty. But
I don't know if Martell is. I don't think
closed.
I don't even think Martell's still with Coleslaw, because he was talking about dating, but that could have just been a ploy.
I would be shocked to learn that he's not trying. I told you I don't I don't understand a man that would break up his family that he loves. Because to me, I think he loved his family, regardless of how I don't think that he did not love his family. I don't know. I don't understand a man that would have a woman break up your family and not be with her when the opportunity allows itself. That doesn't even make any sense to me.
Well, this is what had happened probably, George.
I don't like that man.
He was visiting the Coleslaw 2 days a week, and she was real good. She was having sex every day. She was cooking. And now he with her 7 days a week.
I don't believe that girl can cook than a man in the moon.
I'm just saying she ordered takeout, put it in the pan, make it seem like she cooked. And now he realized
he must have spent the holiday with him. Realized, girl, you can't even cook.
That's what happened. Then he realized, I left my wife for you. You can't even cook.
Too late now.
You don't even want to play with my kids.
That's why I said I would love to see this all play out on camera, because who wouldn't want to see the irony of the man that wakes up and looks at this woman that he done messed up his family for and be like, what in the world did I just do?
What did I do?
Like, you can't even, like, why aren't you cleaning up? Why ain't no food here? why you still laying in this? Like, I
Hey,
can
like
see
what?
that.
Like you
I
don't
can
want my
see
kids
that.
to come over. She ain't gonna want to watch all them
Right.
kids. You
I
know
would like
she
to
ain't.
see. Don't y'all want to see that play out?
No, but I do.
Y'all
I
don't
do.
want to see him go over and drop the kids off on Easter or Christmas or Thanksgiving and be like, "Hey, yo, send me a plate." Y'all don't want to see that.
I do, but
because she didn't pre-order
Cracker
a
Barrel. Do
ticket
I have
from
Cracker Barrel down there?
yeah, no, not Cracker Barrel. No, they got Cracker Barrel down there. She didn't pre-ordered a turkey and a ham from Boston Market. I don't want to eat that.
So we don't have that. So
I don't want to eat that.
Lord, poor baby. I feel sorry for him. But oh well. So what about this J-Rod break? Oh, you got something else?
Or he eating canned greens.
Oh God, no. Glory.
And Jiffy.
At least it be Glory. It can be Glory.
Jiffy. Look, and Jiffy.
Oh, I do Jiffy. Is something wrong with Jiffy?
With cornbread? That ain't cornbread. That's cake.
It is cake, all right. It's so good.
I know it's so good, y'all. Oh my God.
Get out the icing, little butter.
Okay, so no more Jiffy for me. I know how to make my own though. I do. It's actually on the package. If you look on the back of it, it shows you how to make your own cornbread. So that's how I learned how to do it. Lord, I didn't sit in the kitchen with my grandmama. So I feel bad.
They eating stuffing, not dressing.
Not dressing. Oh no, we ain't doing that. Poor Martell.
They got macaroni and cheese with vegetables in it. She just wrong.
That's just wrong. He gonna be so. I know he's miserable right now. Like it was good when I was here 2 days a week, but now I'm with you every day. Now I know who you are.
You nasty.
You gross.
His panties was on the floor when I was here Tuesday,
and they still there.
I really want to see that play out because I do.
I do.
I want to see the real apology because he's going to give her one. He's going to have a real, yes. He's going to wake up and be like, I can't believe I did this.
I pray he does.
He's going to give her the apology.
Do you think that she would take him back if he gave her a real apology?
No. I told you, I think they twin flame.
You think they twin flame? I don't know. I kind of hate their family.
Flame, they burn and burn out.
I really would hope they would get back together. I don't know if she could ever trust him again, but I mean, I think they would be great together.
But like now that he's single and Jennifer Lopez is single, they would look cute together.
J-Lo break him.
What's up with them?
She will break him in two, honey. I think J-Lo just needs to get back with Puffy because neither one of them can keep a man. So
I want to be with Puffy.
He can't keep nobody. She can't keep nobody. So why not stay together?
Jennifer doesn't want to openly get cheated on. Yeah, you're right. So her and Martell wouldn't work.
No, she wouldn't work with Martell, but he would love her, I think.
They would look so cute on the red carpet, though. Can you imagine
how tall is Martell? Is Martell tall?
Mm-hmm.
No.
He looks like he's not short.
Okay, because I want J-Lo to be taller than him.
Huh?
You think she'll be taller than him? I don't. She looks like she might be tall.
No. Yeah.
What else do we have on here? I don't know. My thing done went black, y'all. Was there anything else? What was it? Hold on, let me put my thing up. I started talking to y'all so much. We talked about the back live. Oh, Sharon. Okay, so
she was on Bill
Maher.
Maher.
That she apologized, Sharon Osbourne, and then she apologized in a text message. And maybe Cheryl wants more. Do you think that if you hurt somebody on tape, that it's okay to send them an apology via text, or should your apology be public? Do you think Sharon's really sorry?
I'm not for that old public apology crap.
So you think she should do it not publicly?
Yeah, I think they need to be. Look,
it should be on equal footing. How you embarrass a person should be equal to. Did y'all see her on Bill Maher Friday?
No.
She's not sorry about anything that she said.
So this is she's gonna be. So it already happened.
Yeah, it was Friday. She's not sorry about anything. She almost had a stank face the whole time. She's not sorry about anything that she did. She's ticked off that she was pulled to the carpet for it.
No, Sharon.
Because when you told me that he was going to be on there, remember I said cancel culture? He hates that. He hates that. Now, he set up a lot of the questions for her basically to agree, but she didn't say, look, I was ticked off. I really wasn't thinking, you know, no, she was all about, and then they said this, all the people who are complaining are old employees, and you have to go back. She literally said, and she named names, and they said this, and that, because I remember screaming to the TV, and you also said that Holly Pete was ghetto. Yeah, because they were saying about racist, because it wasn't, they were naming some of the things that she said, what they were complaining about.
What's her name? Ling Ling or Ching Ching? She talked about her.
Talked about that, and then they said they're all disgruntled old employees. Literally, that's what she said. You have to see if you can find it somewhere, but if that interview, but I watched it. You know, I
thought it was coming up. I missed it.
I watch him on Fridays.
So she
have HBO.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Okay, I'm gonna find it.
But they usually have the monologue, the interviews, because he interviewed he opens with a monologue, then he interviews somebody. And he interviewed her.
What's the show called? Is it like Beer More or something?
It's not politically incorrect.
Politically incorrect. Okay, I can find it.
I love Bill.
I don't agree with the cancel culture either. Yeah. I feel like some things you probably should get canceled for, but a lot of times people get canceled for stuff that they shouldn't. And we just
I don't think that people should be. There are some situations that I think that you should be canceled for.
Yeah.
But I don't think every situation that's bad should be just completely canceled. The reason that Sharon should be canceled is because she had a history. This wasn't a one-off situation. This wasn't, if this had been an isolated incident and all of those other things hadn't occurred before it, that's canceled to me. If it had been just her giving her opinion about, because you know, she's not an American. Well,
CBS should have been canceled. They should have.
Well, I mean, because like I said, British humor sometimes come across.
Say it again, Callie.
Say it again.
CBS should be canceled. I mean, if this has been, if what Holly is saying is true, if what Leah is saying is true, they should have stopped it after the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we wouldn't be here now. But some people let that kind of stuff go on, thinking it'll never come up again. But no, here it is.
And they're trying to act as if she's like a Barbara Walters, or she's this beloved person, and she is replaceable. Barbara Walters is everybody is replaceable. Yeah, you know. But people like enduring people. That's the reason why Oprah had the longevity that she had. Yeah. You know, even Oprah can go to people who did not like her and ask why, or go to people and apologize and cry. That's
she mean too.
Why people were able to. That's why her career was so long. Yeah, the people who worked for her loved her.
People still love Oprah. I mean,
and there's a lot more people hate her now too.
Why? What did she do? What I miss?
Monique. Feel like
what?
What did you say? A lot of Black people feel like Oprah's not for the Black man.
Well, I think that was going on while she was on the show. I think that she found an audience and she stuck within that audience. I guess my mindset was there, because I was a huge Oprah friend. I don't have a friend that surrounds me that liked her. Not one. They used to laugh at me because there were things that I did. I think we talked about them before, that I changed my life because of an Oprah show.
No,
wait till you meet her. Yeah. She's mean. She's not nice.
Yeah, there's one particular thing I talk about all the time.
What'd you do?
There was the Oprah show. You can Google this article. This white lady wrote this article many years ago. And the article was about how women, I talked about that. I could have sworn I did. How women how we treat our men when we're dating and courting. And then once we get married, how we continue that. But we transfer those feelings from how we treat our men to, once we have children, to our children. And we think that's, I thought I talked about this.
I don't remember.
And anyway,
I
it was
don't
an
either.
episode that was so powerful for me. At the end of that episode, I had a conversation with my husband and asked him what did he think, because I found myself in a very similar situation.
Okay.
I was no longer interested in certain physical things,
Right.
and it had become a chore. It
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
anything that I was enjoying. It was a
Mhm.
chore. And the lady talked about that in the article. It bothered me because I found myself in so many of the other ladies. And having a conversation with my husband, one of the things that he said, that stood out to me was rejection. He literally said those words. My husband isn't the most vocal person, but all I kept thinking is, who would want to be with somebody and they feel rejected by
And
them?
they feel rejected. That happens a lot, though. You do go towards your
But
kids.
I talk about that all the time. But
we need to have a whole show on that, Joy.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time. That was a
would
very.
You be willing to talk about it? Like, you think?
I can find that order because I've actually found it. I've had this conversation so many times. It was like,
I want to do it. I want to do it.
But the article has to be 15 years old. Because the lady was basically talking about her friends who she could be on the phone with. It could be 7, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. She'd be like, oh God, I gotta get off the phone. Here comes George.
Oh. And a lot of women can relate to that, Joy. I do think we need to do something. I don't remember you talking about that, but I'm intrigued.
I could have sworn we did, but yeah,
I know that you probably was talking about Martell, so I tuned you up.
I probably was, yeah. Because I'm one of those people that when your husband has the guts to say something, you have to be receptive to it. Because men aren't like us. We're naggers. We'll say something over and over and over again. A man is not going to do that. He'll say it once if you love me, twice if you bless. After that, he's going to seek other things. I don't know what to tell you. And it was an eye opener for me.
Oh.
And I was like 31-ish, 2-ish something. Mm-hmm.
I've got other eye openers. I mean, I get why some people are not exactly happy with her. One being Monique. Did y'all follow her show when Monique was on there? About her mom and dad and brother and all the molestation things that they went through.
You talking about the comic Monique?
Yeah.
She was molested?
You remember? Huh?
You said she was molested?
Yeah, she was molested by her brother. And that's why Monique and Oprah fell out. Because Monique was on the show. Monique had talked to Oprah about the situation. But then it sounds like Monique and Oprah had a conversation afterwards that says, look, I don't mind if somebody is on the show, but I don't want my mama on this show. There were certain things that Monique said, I don't want to happen.
Oh God.
That happened.
Because I was going to say, I remember that show where her family was on there, but I don't remember molestation. Because I remember them talking about fat.
Monique, they fell out at that point.
Because she brought people on that Monique did not agree with.
Yeah, Monique said, you told me you would not have this person on the show. She turns on the TV and sees her mom and the brother that molested her and everything on the show.
Yeah, I actually remember that show because one of the things that she talked about was, I don't remember the molestation. I don't know how.
That's what it was about.
But I remember her talking about fat, the word fat.
Right.
Because when she was little, she was saying that fat didn't have the negative connotation that we hear today. Like, she's always been fat. She talked about that, but it wasn't negative. It wasn't like, it was like, you fat slob, right. I remember that specifically.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I thought they fell out because of the movie Precious. Because
that was part of it. I mean,
because the Lee Daniels and Oprah,
they did a lot of the press and stuff, and Monique was not happy, right?
No, they wanted Monique to do. They wanted Monique to do some overseas press.
Okay, I knew something about press.
Her thing was, I done already paid for my local press. I'm not willing to pay myself for my overseas press.
They want her to pay for it?
Yeah, and her salary for that movie was only $50,000.
It was already low.
And they want her to pay for her press.
Because
that movie made a lot of money.
Well, she was willing to do it because this was supposed to be something breakout for her.
Right.
And she was willing to do it for a little of nothing. And that was her argument, is that I've already taken a low salary. I'm willing to pay for my local press. I'm not willing to pay for my overseas press. And they wanted her to do that. And she was like, that's where I have to draw the line. Y'all are gonna have to pay for that. And they wouldn't, but
she got blackballed at that point, it seems like.
Yeah, but they said that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, they mentioned specifically these names. When they do that, I didn't know that they pay for that. I thought that was part of production.
Me too.
But her argument was no, because this is the reality. A lot of times people will take a low salary for, I'll give you an example. Here's an example. What was that sexual movie about BDS? 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so when those two signed up for 50 Shades of Grey, their salary was only $500,000.
Right.
Which is considered extremely low.
It is.
But they put they got a percentage on the back end. So they end up making far more. But so they pay for their own press either, but for them it will pay off.
It was worth it.
It wasn't like that because her initial salary was so low that it on the back end, I do wonder what she paid on the back end, but this wasn't the show that people would gravitate to see the movies. This was just a breakout role that people would watch.
And that she won the Oscar for.
And she won the Oscar for, but it paid off in that regard.
It did.
But it didn't.
And then her career went downhill instead of up.
That's because I think she was so vocal about it.
Yeah,
she shut up and kind of just let it ride, because she shouldn't. I ain't gonna say that I would have done the overseas thing either, but she didn't have to be so vocal about it.
She just shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
She had to be vocal about it. She had to be. She wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah, she argues that she wasn't vocal about it until things start blocking for her.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Monique has been through a whole lot of stuff with that.
Oh gosh.
When it comes to Oprah, there's no other way around the betrayal that Monique felt. And if you saw that show, there's no way in the world you can't support that. It just made Oprah look really
I don't remember the details, but I do wonder, you should not be able to accuse somebody, even if it's absolutely true, and they not say something.
Right.
Well, it wasn't an accusing and the guy denied it. The brother said, yeah, I did it. What's your point?
See, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so
we gotta find that.
It wasn't at all about the denial. It was about, you have them on TV. It was about her mother knowing about it. And now Monique, she's up here shopping at the local Piggly Wiggly, and people coming up to her saying stuff like, God, your mama was a mean biatch, and your mama this, so Monique is saying, now I got to go out here and defend this lady that I don't even like. But everybody now knows about it because she was on the Oprah Winfrey Show when she wasn't supposed to be on the show. It got pretty bad. But
it seems like I remember her being on that show as well.
She was on there before them. She was on there before them, but not that day. She turned on her TV and saw her family up there, and then called Oprah. And I don't think they've had a decent conversation since.
Her and Oprah, her and her mom.
Well, her and her mom they weren't the closest anyway, of course, after going through that. But yeah, her and Oprah. They've never made up for that. She couldn't get Oprah to talk to her about anything with the Lee Daniels and the blackmail. She feels that Oprah was a part of it, and then Tyler Perry and
what? That's what I think it's more related to. That's what I think, because that's the part that she talks about so openly.
Yeah.
Is all of that.
Well,
yeah. And so her and Tyler Perry spoke, and she expected something more positive from Tyler Perry. I don't remember everything on that, but it wasn't turning out the way Monique felt that it should. She was just getting doors shut in her face all around town. And then you start hearing about some
Netflix
other things that Oprah was a part
and
of.
yeah.
The Weinstein,
all that.
Russell Simmons.
Okay.
I don't know, but the Monique thing set it apart for me. Now, I've been on the Oprah show. I've met Oprah.
Did you get a car?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she wasn't the nicest person. I don't know which is okay. And the reason I bring that part out is if you have paid any attention to Ellen and all the trouble she's in for people saying how mean she is.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Phil went through the same thing. Everybody was saying how mean he is. And now everybody's getting to see a different side of Oprah.
They said the same thing about Steve Harvey too.
Really?
Wait a minute, Steve is funny though, right? He sent this notice out to his people saying, "Don't come walking in my door like we homies." Yeah. So Steve, he did. That was funny. Yeah. So she's kind of went through it with everybody, and I just don't see her and Oprah coming from that. But anyway, what I was going to say though is these people that have these big shows like that and have that much power, they can't always be nice and sweet. You know what I mean? They really can't. But when
the girl who played Erica Alexander, the one that was on the Cosby Show and eventually
Living Single,
she said the same thing about Bill Cosby. She said that he wasn't the nicest person, but she said while at that time she really, kind of stayed out of his way and didn't understand it, he had the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah.
You have psychologists and all of these people. He tried to present such perfection. You don't always, because when you're trying to do that, there's the weight of the world. Now, she said all of that other stuff, she never saw it. She never experienced it. She would eventually hear stuff about it. But, that's just kind of background noise. She said the person that she met wasn't like that, but he wasn't the nicest person. She understands the responsibility that he had. You can't be clearer. I always remember the girl who played Rudy Huxtable. I remember her saying that when she went to college, one of the college courses that she took at Spelman was about the Cosby Show, study the psychology and what that kind of stuff brought. They were talking about, I was talking to somebody over the weekend and we were talking about representation of us in television and music. And one of the things that young people today don't have is a Cosby Show or a different world or
Family Reunion is very Cosby-ish. It ain't on main TV, but it's on Netflix. It's very Cosby-ish.
I don't watch it, so I really can't.
Yeah, it is.
What I saw definitely wouldn't be.
It's one of them I really think you should watch because they go back and talk about Black history and
clips
stuff.
that I've seen have been so far from Cosby. I can't even.
The Cosby had controversial stuff too. I mean, and they talked about people too. I mean, it's just with. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but when you have something like that on mainstream television, Channel 5, your local TV, and it's such a positive
Blackish
image.
Well, they talk about people saying Blackish.
Well, it's not that they don't. Blackish is not really for Black people. I'm totally convinced of that. It's the anti-Cosby. Cosby Show was really written for us and for white people.
I thought it was showing white America what we really were.
It is, but
that's how Blackish is.
But it was still written for us. Because I still think it was written for us. I don't think Blackish is written for us at all. I just don't. I think that at that time, the Black families tuned in because we had never seen a representation like that of us that was on TV that can make you laugh, think, and while they weren't, I'm black, you could tell they represented it in their art and in their music and that sort of thing. And there was nothing perfect about the Cosby Show but the Cosby's marriage. it was really nothing perfect because the kids was far from perfect.
Yeah.
But their marriage was probably the only thing.
Nico learned how to sit on the speaker.
The only thing that was the show of perfection. But the Blackish is definitely not made for us. It's made for white people, I think.
I think it's made for all of us, every race. Because I feel like a lot of Black people don't realize some of the stuff they teach until they see it. I feel like a lot of Black people really don't know a lot.
When you are having conversation, I'm not saying that all Black people don't. It's so much preaching in Blackish. It's almost ridiculous. And I watch it.
I love it
every week. And I usually don't watch it in real time. That's something that I watch with my baby and we'll binge watch it. Now, who I do like that comes on after it is Mixed-ish. I do like that. That's like it's a kid's show and it's a timepiece. So I watch it with my daughter.
But do you think Grownish is in like a different world? No, because that's what they were trying to say.
Definitely not.
Okay, I haven't watched it either. Okay.
It wants to be so bad.
Okay.
They even had a different world intro her second season.
Yeah.
They tried to do, they want to be so bad, and they should have just made it an HBCU if that's what they wanted to do.
Oh, it's not HBCU?
No.
Okay.
She go to like, not UCLA, but I forgot what school she goes to. It's somewhere in California. But they should have just made it an HBCU. Yeah. And it probably would have jailed well. Now, I think it does a really good job of handling culture of certain colleges, but my daughter said it's definitely not a representation of HBCU.
Okay.
Because the first season it was on, she wasn't in college. It was her senior year. That's something she and I watched together. And when she went to college, she said she can't even stomach that show anymore.
I never watched it.
Yeah, it was an episode that I thought was really cute about how much pressure a lot of kids are under about and Jamila swore, my daughter, because I wanted her to watch the episode and she did. I wanted her, because it is a lot of pressure for them to do certain things based off of these rules that they set that don't make sense to nobody but them. Right. And they have this loyalty to each other that comes so quickly. It just doesn't make any sense. It's some days that I listen to my daughter and she talks about her friends. I'll be like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's not a friend. Like, that's just weird. Yeah, how old is your oldest?
Mine? 15.
How old is your oldest, Callie?
12.
Yeah, just wait till they get like 17 and they'll have these friendship conversations. It's a high school thing. Your daughter may be having these conversations.
Probably.
And I'll be listening to them. I'll be like, y'all, they almost sound like they go together.
Oh God.
That's what it kind of, not in a sexual way.
I know, but like they gang.
Yeah.
I hate that too. I do hear some of that.
Yeah.
I do hear some of that conversation.
Yeah, I do.
You don't owe her that.
But Joe, I want you to check out Family Reunion. I told you which one I want you to watch too. So I really think as a teacher, you'll love it. You've got to watch this one. It was about a historically Black building that they were trying to tear down, and Loretta Devine was showing all the history that went through it. Mm-hmm. It was top notch.
I love Loretta Devine. That's my girl.
I'm telling you, it's such a good
I usually love everything that T is in. But such my a good baby, show. When it first came out, I watched maybe maybe 2 episodes. Maybe I was doing my baby's hair or something, and I watched it with her. It just didn't click with me. It didn't,
because I didn't like it the first time either.
Yeah, now I do. Because the other show that Loretta Devine was in, I loved it was an older show though, when she and David
Alan Greer.
Yeah, we're husband. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was the Carmichael show. Was that the Carmichael show?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that show was so good. It's on Netflix. Like it used to be.
The Carmichael,
so
phenomenal. Now that show was like the Cosby.
Yeah, now that one, but it was teaching white folk too, though. Kind of like Blackish.
Yeah, it was, but I
still
think that one was. It was so much Black humor in there. I don't think it was. I don't think that I think the Cosby Show was just a mixture because I don't think you understood. We want this to. They wanted it acceptable for white people, but it was geared toward us. But they wanted it acceptable.
Maybe I don't know.
Because I think about their jazz and their that wasn't geared toward them. That was geared toward a certain audience that we wasn't necessarily in.
I wasn't interested in jazz
as a kid. Yeah. As a kid, but yeah, Different World I still watch.
Oh, I haven't watched, but I love The Different World.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's go to Watch Me. We did good until we started talking about this. Then we got a little over.
Yeah, and it's after 7.
I know. So let's do these real quick. We don't have many. So we have the Tammy Roman. She has is it a new show? Get into it with Tammy Roman.
I'll give it 5 episodes.
It's on Fox Soul. Is Fox Soul a channel or a streaming?
I think it's a streaming site.
Stream it live. Okay, yeah. So it streams on Fox. I don't know what she's going to be doing. Does anybody know anything about it?
No, but Tammy got a lot going on right now. I ain't mad at her. This is really what she already she just had a 51st birthday or 52. She posted that she went out on faith. She quit a job and was terrified. All I kept thinking about is she was talking about Basketball Wives.
Oh,
that she quit that job and went out on faith because she wasn't happy. And she said when she stepped out, so many opportunities just came her way. And she would start listing the names and and this, and she talked about this, but yeah,
I meant to screenshot that birthday thing. It was good.
It was really good.
Was. I don't know if y'all.
I wonder what Kesha's up to.
Who is that?
Keisha.
Oh, I don't know.
Keisha, the beach yard bully girl.
She might be divorced. I don't know if y'all watched this, but it's called The Circle.
She wasn't even she wasn't married.
Oh, she wasn't. So she just
was bullied by Tammy.
Yeah, but this is such a good show on Netflix. This came from London, which I watch a lot of London TV. I love their TV because the people the police officers are so much different than ours. It's just a good thing to watch. But it's on Netflix. Very good. It's like Big Brother, but a virtual Big Brother. I don't know if you like Big Brother. And then I think that's all we had for that. On the Let's Get Political, the only thing, anything going on with George Floyd, is it over or? No, they're closing schools. Did you hear that? The schools around them are going virtual.
The closing arguments are going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know what the rules are. They didn't release the rules, so I don't know if they're an hour or two, but it looks like everything will be done with tomorrow. And then I know that the judge told them Friday to pack a certain amount of clothes. I can't remember exactly his verbiage, but basically he told them, I ain't gonna say just pack enough for a solid week. I want to say is what he said. He didn't say a week. He didn't say 7 days, but the impression that I got, that's what I would have done. I figured that if I had 7 outfits, I could wash by the end of the week.
So are they sequestered in like a hotel?
During this part, yes.
They are. Okay.
They're not, they weren't before. And there's a juror on there that I'm most worried about because, she was called to the carpet because her mother-in-law texted her and said today was a bad day. And it was the day that one pulmonologist spoke. That one really good scientist, that she's the one because they're talking to, and I don't know if you know, the prosecution only had one or two people up there. That's it. That was it. Was it one?
Are you saying that they have their cell phones and stuff with them?
Yes.
Well, if they're not sequestered, they go home.
Yeah, now they went home all during the trial.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So they had their phone.
But the judge did get on this lady because her mother-in-law sent her a text that said, and I don't know how they know that, but her mother-in-law, she didn't respond. I see they're having a bad day today.
Shut up.
And she didn't respond, and that was the day that one scientist was on there.
So they're not gonna replace her with the alternate?
No.
Wow, what the heck?
And something else, yeah, but I know that they're being sequestered in this part and the deliberation. So they've been going home every night.
Yeah, they've been going. If they've been going home, they've had their phones, their TVs, all that. Oh,
When did they change all that? I didn't know that.
I would think this one would have been a sequestered jury.
That they could have did that, but yeah, I heard that it was going to be 3 weeks. So this is roughly 3 weeks. Or this
I mean, like I served on a murder trial. We went home every night.
Yeah, my husband, yeah, he was on a molestation trial.
Yeah, it was horrible.
They went home every night.
It was probably one of the worst things I've ever done. And
well, if they're really going home every night and seeing everything that's been on TV and all the other attacks that the cops have made, then I think we know the answer to the to the case. It's going to be found guilty.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You know, you're right. We don't know, but Jesus Christ, how do you see that happen to George Floyd, then turn on the TV and see somebody else of color?
Dante Wright, and then they did it to the little 13-year-old, and then the soldier. What happened with him?
Oh, that was
he made it out alive though, thank God. But
the soldier got suspended from his job.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Why? On what grounds?
I'm talking about the soldier that was telling the black guy that was walking on his block, you in the wrong neighborhood.
No, I'm talking about the soldier that they pepper sprayed.
Okay. I'm talking about the other soldier. Sorry.
He should have got suspended. He better.
Yeah, he should have. Now, this right here, this was so interesting. They said this is still going on. This campaign, the way that Trump would send out these emails and you would say, would you like to donate? And then you would donate, maybe you would donate $400 or $500. Well, one of the things they would ask you is, are you still a Trump supporter? If you click yes, that was giving them permission to keep taking your money out of your account.
Yeah.
No.
So, or they'll send you an email and they already got your information, and the email would be, are you for a traitor or are you for Donald Trump? Click here if you're for Donald Trump. And you click there, it is something totally different, and it's taking out money.
It's taking your money, girl.
So just to kind of give you, this happens all the time.
It does.
So just to kind of give you a clear, Biden had to give back, I think it was 20 some odd $1 million back.
Okay.
But Trump's was $122
million.
Because there are people that are now talking about suing, because it was one guy who actually gave, his intention was to give, it was a nice donation. It could have been like $1,000. It wasn't no $50. It was something big, who ended up giving like $7,500. And he was like, I can't afford this.
He can't afford. Yeah, some people are on fixed incomes.
And that's what this guy was. It was on the television. But they said that they're using like predatory, but it's like questions that they're asking, like, you're gonna let Biden come in and he's gonna let him steal this it was crazy stuff.
It's crazy. And these people are so pro-Trump that they're like, heck no, I ain't doing it.
But Biden's campaign sent out similar emails and texts. Because I was a donator. And the minute I stopped donating, I still have all those texts. They sent out the same thing.
I get them too for like the Democratic Party and other parties. I'm independent though, but I get texts about a lot of stuff too. But it doesn't ask me for no money. But I guess because I ain't donate. I guess because you donated. Yeah. Callie, you know.
I mean, I had to tell them to stop though a couple times because they,
Yeah, I mean, the only political person I actually gave money to on a national, I give local all the time.
Yeah.
But on a national level was Barack Obama. And I was pretty consistent with his.
Yeah, so was I.
Well,
yeah,
ladies,
but
that was done. Don't forget, we have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, which I need to add Twitter on here. Chatter Up, you can search for, or you can use these handles that's up here. Twitter is actually at underscore her. They didn't put the up, but everything else is chatter up. Anything else, ladies? It was a great show, I think.
No.
Nope, nothing else.
All right, so maybe we'll come back on Hot Topic Wednesday if something good comes up. About 20 minutes. We try to make it quick, but give you some good topics. And we shall see you all then. Let's say peace out. 1, 2, 3.
Peace.
All right. Be good, ladies. Watch
Bye.
Atlanta.
Bye.